There's something that I've been talking about on this channel for a while now. I was talking about it on the Cartel channel and on the Fight channel, and it is the tragedy of the Gotti family. All right, Arturo Sr. and Arturo Jr. Um, we got two videos on this channel where we cover it. We have a reaction to Pat Lynch, former manager and close friend of Arturo Gatti Sr., who did a podcast and was talking about the things that came up after the death of Arturo Gatti Jr. All right. For those that don't know the story, shout out Karen. Salutes to you, Karen. It's me and you right now. But feel free whenever you dip off, come back. Salutes. It's me and you right now, all right? It's rough on this channel over here. Salutes. I already know you put your DNA on the like button, so salutes to you. Happy Sunday party. That's it. Sunday fun day. So make sure you check out those two videos. There's a playlist for those on this Ill Crimes channel. Make sure you sub up. To know the backstory. And the backstory, basic in a nutshell, is Arturo Gatti is a boxing legend. Known as an exciting blood and guts fighter. And a pristine boxer, too. He was, well, I'll say it differently. He passed away in Brazil under what some would say are strange or suspect circumstances. And some called it a self-deletion, and some believed it was a homicide. There was a specific documentary that I was always referencing that I could never find. And shout out to somebody that helped me. I can't recall where, on what channel it was, but somebody sent me in the right direction. And oh, sorry, I was muted. Damn it. But there was a documentary that I continued to reference over and over that I couldn't find, that I wanted my audience to see, so that I can see if they have the same impression that I had at the end of it. I couldn't find it. Shout out to whatever the commenter is, whoever the commenter was that helped me find it or that pushed me in the right direction. We finally got it. I want to go over that. That has to do with Arturo Gatti Sr. And we're also going to go through new evidence and testimony and nothing in court. Some things in court. Yeah, sorry, Karen. I was muted. Salutes. But I wanted to go over some of that information, some of the new information in Arturo Gatti Jr.'s case. From my understanding, it is signed and sealed. As far as the death certificate says, it is being considered a homicide. I want to see what investigations are happening, what new information there is out there, what insight we can get. So we're going to be here for a minute hanging out. Hopefully the notifications go out and more people come in. But you'll be basically, if you do stick around, you'll be watching me do what I would do if I was making a video without it being a live stream. All right. Salutes to you, Karen. I appreciate you. Shout out Zoraida. I know Zoraida's at the game right now. Hopefully they're winning. All right. Her son's playing a game. Hopefully they're winning. As far as this 48 Hours documentary goes, I am hoping that YouTube doesn't come and clap it, knock me down. I'm doing what I can to mask it, to make sure that we're able to get what we're able to get. We're going to skip Arturo GATTI Sr.'s career because we know, who he was. We know his story, and if you don't, you can follow my other videos. Here we're going straight to the whether there is a crime or not a crime. All right, that's where we're headed first. All right, salute to anybody that walks in. We chilling. Let's get it. I realize sometimes when we're witnessing things, we are privy to a certain time in people's lives, whether it be days, years, certain times. We don't know what's happening all the time. We don't know what's happening behind closed doors.
We're here for our convertible.
Change of plans?
How about an SUV?
Let this get through these ads, because I don't even know what this is. Pluto or some shit. Salutes, Karen. I appreciate you. This shit plays mad ads. But again, I'm grateful because I could not find this doc anywhere. So salutes to whoever put me up on game. There's too many suspicious things. From when I originally saw this, there was too many suspicious things right away. And we haven't even got to what happened, or what supposedly happened, or how it happened. Here we go. I want to know what time they left.
I believe it was around 2.
Did I miss that? Did they tell me what time they had the altercation between that time and the time that she got back to the hotel? If she went to the police and they have pictures of her, so those images of her beat up evidently weren't taken after the altercation, right? They were probably taken after they found him deceased, right? And I say that because if she would have gone straight from the restaurant or the bar to the hospital, to the police, and took those pictures, why wouldn't they have come and arrested Arturo at the hotel where he was with the baby? A lot of questions. Again, I'm sure the investigators know. I don't know. Shout out Zorada. Thank you, Shy. We got the W. My son had a great game. Congratulations. Well done. Good shit. Well done.
2 in the morning.
Amanda made her way back.
And if she didn't go to the police after that, how long was she gone between the altercation at the bar and the 2 o'clock in the morning? He was on the floor. If supposedly he strung himself up, how did he end up on the floor? Right? Hopefully they answer those questions. Was the banister broken? Was anything broken? What snapped? Did the purse strap snap? Did she bring him down? No, she said he was there. Shout out Tere on the check-in. Appreciate you. Thank you for coming through. A lot of questions. She comes down. She sees him laying on the floor. Uh-oh. We got a warning for this video. We got a warning. Damn. Super don't want to get clapped. Fuck. Let's see if I could do it with just the audio. We'll see. Damn. Let me let that cool off for a second before they clap the shit out of me. Shout out Daddy. Damn, we was doing good. We was doing good. Let me see if I could distort it a little bit more. Oh, my stream's been temporarily blocked. Let me know if we fall off. Oh, we're off. Damn, I got black screen. Fuck. Damn. We are back. Damn. Frustration is real. The frustration is real. All right? The frustration is real. Damn. I try to disguise it. Listen, I don't get hit like this on the Ill Films channel, so I wonder if the audio's too high. Let me see. I lowered the damn. I lowered the opacity. I'm hoping that worked, but I don't know, man. I'm wondering if it's worth another try. All right, so far she says that they had the argument at the bar. What time is it? Is it late night? They're out there with the baby. Supposedly he's drinking and he's Mr. Incredible Hulk. My question is, was she drinking? They come back to the house. They talk. Supposedly she goes to bed with the baby. She comes in the morning. She finds him on the floor. That's where we're at. Our topic, did you hear that they were going for Pato Zambala, not Monica? She just got caught in the mix. Yeah, I mean, we knew that we thought there was a couple of people that they were going after. The Foot was one of them. The husband, I think they called him 19 or some shit. She got caught up in the mix, but that's my thing. That caught up in the mix just sounds too easy. What the hell was she doing on the helicopter? They knew who they were there for, you know. All right, man. I'm gonna try to keep this going just for a little bit. Fuck. We were doing good for about 20 minutes, and then they clapped me. Now, we have to understand that throughout this case, investigators switched. The investigators that put her in jail and the investigators that got her out, there was a switcheroo that happened there. Yeah, back. I'm going to the beginning of the story. Yeah, you could put. I don't know if your ears are ready for the 2x speed, but if you put it at 2x speed, eventually you'll catch up to us, or 1.5, whatever works for you. We had a good, strong 20 minutes. I got to stop it more often than I was doing before, I guess. They black screen me, man. Dang. Filthy motherfuckers. So boom, she came out of jail. Now, I understand being happy about coming out of jail, but you're coming out of jail because you were accused of ending your husband. Autumn smiles, miss me with autumn smiles when you come out. You come out of there with your shades on, you get in the car, you go home. All of this waving to the cameras and shit, relax.
At Avocado, we believe what you sleep on.
Boom, let me get this shit off the screen. Hopefully we don't get clippity clap today. Let those ads play. So Pat Lynch paid to have a private investigator investigated himself. Investigate what the Brazilian authorities were up to, how that worked, and have their own independent study of what was going on. We covered a podcast that Pat Lynch does where he spoke about it. And he also spoke about certain family members that made it difficult for them to get justice. We're getting to that. We're working our way there. Let's just hope we don't get black screened again. Clippity clapped out of here. Now, when we covered the Pat Lynch podcast where he was speaking about Arturo Jr.'s situation, his case, he spoke about their investigation that they had done, their independent investigation that they did in Brazil. And he said there was family members and friends that went left and made things difficult for them. And he said you could speculate a myriad of reasons that they did it. So let's see what they had to say.
In today's fast-moving job market, staying ahead means...
Oh, let's let these ads get through here. We sound hilarious on 2.0. It's crazy. Listen, and we're not here to say, oh, Arturo was this angel, this little angel that did no wrong. Arturo had his problems, The question is, did he take his own life? And the question is, who took his son's life? There's only one common denominator between the two. That the third person in the room every time was Amanda. I don't know whether she did it. I don't know whether she didn't. That's what I'm here to deduct. It's crazy that when it first happened, I'm telling you, her smile used to haunt me. I used to be like, that's terrifying right there, that smile right there. I mean? And to see this happen to Junior all these years later, it's just stranger than fiction. Something's not right. Something's not right. Wait till we get into this new information. We're going to get there. Wait till we get to this new information. Hopefully, that'll be caught up on 2.0 by then. So here,
Jonathan
oh,
Fanti
shit.
sent $2 hashtag salutes Chiel my dude hashtag Il Cartel member San chat hashtag I hope you having a blessed and grateful hashtag hanging out doing hoodrat shit with my friends Sunday hashtag impromptu Sunday live hashtag justice for Gotti hashtag like and subscribe to the great quality content hashtag it's free.
Well, hello, motherfuckers. Shout out JP for the $2 power chat. Hashtag salute Shy Il my dude Il Cartel members in chat. Hope you had a blessing. Hope you're having a blessed and grateful hanging out doing hood rat shit with my friend Sunday. Impromptu Sunday live. Justice for Gotti. Like and subscribe to the great quality content. It's free. Salutes to you, sir, and your ghillie suit, man. All right, and your ghillie suit. Shout out Shannon. I 100% agree that he's no angel, but she ain't no angel either. For being her husband, she sure has no feeling or being affected by him dying. And let me tell you, again, she tells the story of, oh, I didn't hit him, but I threw shit at him. You know what I'm saying? Or she'll tell a story. She tells it like that, and text messages say otherwise. It just seemed like a toxic situation, right? Y'all say no emotion. Yeah, and then when she got out of jail, right? They accused her of killing him. Then she got out of jail and she was all smiles for the camera. And I'm so happy. Right? Cool. That would have been the end of it. I would have always been in the back of my mind feeling like something was off about this whole thing. But then Junior happened. Sorry, that's gonna make me pay more attention. Even more attention than I was paying already. Very toxic. All right, let's get it. Let's get through this video without getting clapped.
Somebody stabbing him in the back, and then painkillers, Percocet, Vicodin.
Now Mario's saying that he paid painkillers, Percocets, all of this shit, right? They traveled Europe. If you're on all that shit, you on it, right? You on it like you need dope if you're a dope head. You on it like you need crack if you're a crackhead. You on it like you need meth if you're a meth head. You on it like you need blow if you're a blowhead, right? So did he have all of that while he was... Did they have all that? Shout out Tere. We have, and I'm only telling you this just so you know for future reference, so you can check them out later. We have 2 other videos on this topic here on this channel in the playlist section. Junior, in October, I believe it was found in the same state his father was found. Found by his mother, strangled. They tried to say that it was a suicide, but the birth certificate stands as homicide. The Mexican authorities, surprisingly from what I hear, are very open and helping in this investigation. This happened in Mexico. He was 17 years old, I believe. All right? We're going to get into all that new information as soon as we get out of here, out of this piece here. But that's my question. If he needed them Percocets and all of them painkillers and the Vicodins and the Oxys and all of that shit, did he have it with him in Europe? Did he have it with him in Brazil? And shout out there to her son. Yes, her son and the brother of Sofia Gotti, his other daughter from a previous relationship. And the family is looking for justice. And things are heating up yet again. So that's my little background. You can catch those other videos later, and you'll see what we're talking about. But I think you got the gist of it now. All right, let's get it. I hadn't seen him for 3 years before his death. I wonder why. Huh? Y'all with me on that? I wonder why you didn't see him the 3 years before his death. Costa's word is already funny to me because there's a documentary called Assault in the Ring. And it's a story of a journeyman boxer named Louis Resto and a trainer named Panama Lewis and a fighter named Irish Billy Collins. And Louis Resto and his trainer Panama Lewis cheated. They were convicted of the crime. They took padding out of the glove and they beat Billy Collins to the point where he could never fight again. And he drove himself off of a bridge. They locked up Louis Resto, they locked up Panama Lewis, and they banned them from the sport of boxing forever. So they're not allowed to corner nobody, they're not allowed to, they can't even be in the building. So, years after they were released from prison, and they went and interviewed Mario Costa. Mario Costa's like, oh, they shouldn't be banned from the sport, blah, 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 blah. This is old business. They should just let them in. There, you already let me know the kind of person you are. And it makes me wonder why you didn't talk to him for 3 years. And miss me with the love for the sport of boxing if you're okay with somebody getting beat with no padding in their glove. So he already throws me off. She got away with one in another country and did double the same way she did it. Exact same thing. The exact same scenario, really. I remember that other one after Junior was found. The other what? I'm lost. But yeah, that's where we at. Let's get it.
Dad.
I was not the perfect wife, but it's not fair what they're doing to me and his son. What are you doing to his daughter? I'll tell you this. The reason the will shit to me is funny and weird is because you're never not putting both your children in that. Sorry. I don't give a fuck what anybody did to him. You're never not putting your daughter in there. Now, I need clarification on if the son was in the will. Because from my understanding, she got all the bread. I don't know that he had anything coming when he turned 18. Because she was the one that had it. It would have to be at her discretion, right? Unless he is in that will for when he turns 18, right? But I never see him not adding Sophia to his will. There's no explanation rational enough for me to believe any of that. Not even a little bit. The other video, okay, salute Shannon. Yeah, I had to move them over here. I just moved, I had moved one, and I just moved another one today over here, Shannon, of those videos. But yeah, you were there when that happened. But you're just never going to convince me that he just didn't put his daughter in his will. Can't. She said it. I wasn't the best wife. I wasn't a perfect wife, but I don't deserve what they're doing to me and their child. Well, what do you do to his daughter?
Avocado,
All right.
we believe what
We made it through. We only got clapped once. I think we're in the clear now. Shit's crazy. Okay, hundreds up in the chat for y'all. Shy Target, to leave the daughter out is questionable. That's too crazy for me. There's no, I hate her mother. There's none of that. It doesn't matter. I don't see that man leaving his daughter out of his will. I don't. Now the question is Soul beneficiary? And I don't know if they showed me any of that in the paperwork that they showed. I might have missed it, but is she the sole beneficiary of that will, or is it her and Junior? And if it's just her and neither of the children, even stranger. If it's her and Junior, considering what happened to him, they just sent me another warning. Don't block me again. I turned it off. It's gone. It's gone. It's over. We're done with it. Relax. If it turns out that it's her and Junior, that just comes into question as well because of the circumstance of his untimely demise. Let's hope they don't black screen us. If they do, hopefully we get to come back. We're done though with that. We're good. We're done with that. I've been wanting to show you guys that for a long time and talk about that with y'all for a long time, and I wanted to hear what y'all had to say about it. Let's just write out this warning. All right, the warning is gone. The warning is gone, and we haven't been clapped yet, so I think we're good. Just let the five of us hang out, do hood rat stuff with our friends, man. What the fuck?
But I wanted to do hood rat stuff with my friend.
And salute to y'all. All right, so then we know. Then we know. Yeah, in October. No, when was this? Yeah, it was October. I'll read one of these articles quickly so we get a grasp on that day. This was published on the 9th. I could bring this back. Bring that back. And I could I could delete this whole thing. Boom. All right. We back. Back to our regularly scheduled program. So here we go. October 9th, 2025. Arturo GATTI Jr., 17-year-old son of late boxing legend, found dead in Mexico City. Arturo GATTI Jr., the son of late boxing great Arturo Gatti, has died at the age of 17. The World Boxing Association announced Gatti Jr. was found dead in Mexico City in a Mexico City apartment where he was living with his mother, Amanda Rodriguez. Authorities have not stated the cause of death. The WBA and the boxing world mourn the passing of Arturo GATTI Jr. His journey was just beginning, yet his spirit will live on. Now he is reunited with his legendary father among the stars. Our deepest condolences to his family and loved ones. This is Junior here. Boxer Jean-Pascal paid tribute to Gatti Jr. on social media. 16 years after losing his father, the world loses another Gatti, Pascal wrote on X. The son of a legend, 2 fighters, 1 legacy, both gone too soon. May they reunite in peace. Gatti Jr. moved to Mexico City to train in local academies while preparing to make his professional boxing debut. Gatti Jr. was 10 months old when his father, who was a world champion in 2 weight classes, died at age 37 in Brazil in July 2009. Gatti Sr.'s body was found at an apartment he had rented with Rodriguez. Police initially held Rodriguez as a suspect but released her and concluded Gatti Sr. died by suicide. 2012, Rodriguez told 48 Hours Mystery that she lived for her son, Arturo Jr. He's everything I asked God for, she told correspondent Erin Moriarty at the time. Jr. makes me complete. The smile is the same, just like his daddy. All right, boom. And then, after this, we went through our videos that you'll find in the playlist on this channel, on the Arturo Gatti playlist. We covered this, the strangeness of it, the familiarity of it to his father. We covered Pat Lynch's podcast. We covered Pat Lynch's podcast where he discusses his investigation and how that went left, and how he said people with ulterior motives, people who had their own, own issues, were making it their business to go against the family. He voiced his disappointment in what had happened to Junior. And he spoke about how Sophia was doing her thing. Now, then, so we also covered Sophia doing a GoFundMe to get her own investigation going. With the Mexican authorities, but with an independent investigator. But from what I'm hearing, Mexican authorities have been forthcoming and, trying to help. And she wanted her own private investigation, so she put up a GoFundMe for that. The link for the GoFundMe is in the description. And now we're here, and from my understanding, the death certificate stands for Arturo Jr. as a homicide. At the beginning, it was said suicide, and then they were like, nah, the paperwork ain't changing. It is what it is. It's a homicide. We're about to listen to a channel called Moms for Justice, right? Moms for Justice, that is hosted by, let me get her name. Hold on a sec. Trying to get this name popping over here. Let me see. Hold on a sec. Carolyn. All right. Carolyn, I believe is her name. She got a channel called Moms for Justice, and she just so happens to be the aunt of Sophia Gatti. I believe she is married to the brother of Erica, which is Sophia's mother's brother, I believe. But we'll get that information. I haven't listened to everything that they got. I joined the live stream that they had the other day. It was very interesting. But I'm going back to the beginning here, and we're going to start where this was at. We'll start with the first video that she did. Again, she wasn't going to touch this on her channel because it was too close to home. But, she decided to. So we'll get through that video, and then we'll move on, and we here, we chilling. I ain't in a hurry. Let's get it.
I have something I want to run by you, and I hope you guys are open to listening to it. And I'm just carefully opening up a can of worms here because I was asked to by a family member. And I'm testing it out on you guys. You guys are the first ones to hear it today. Okay. So, how do I say this? I am, my niece, okay, is the daughter of a famous boxer, Arturo Gatti. And Arturo Gatti died a long time ago, 16 years ago. He died. She is the daughter of Arturo Gatti and a relative of mine, so that makes her my niece. And that relationship didn't work out, and Arturo Gatti went on and got married and had a baby, a boy, Arturo Jr. And 16 years ago, Arturo Gatti was found dead in an apartment in Brazil with him and his new wife, and the baby boy was there, which is my niece's brother. They said at first that it was murder and that his wife murdered him, and they arrested her, and she was held in a Brazilian jail for I think it was like a week maybe. Anyway, they let her out all of a sudden when it looked like murder. They let her out and said, "You're free to go." It was suicide by hanging. And they're saying that he had hung himself with a purse strap in Brazil. And she got, I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and say whether she did it or not, but for 16 years, it was a very suspicious death. He's a world famous boxer, Arturo Gatti, and now he's gone. So that brings me to now. Arturo GATTI Jr., the brother of my niece, he grew up and he's 17 years old, and he was following in his father's footsteps and was, training with Mike Tyson, working with other trainers, and him and his mother, the same woman, moved to Mexico to get him better training, and he was found dead this past Monday. So my niece has lost her father and her brother, Arturo Jr. And you can look it up, Arturo GATTI Jr. So the reason why I'm saying all this is because I would never have probably talked about this on this podcast because I just didn't want to go there because it was family. But I've been asked, she wants to do a live interview because she's trying to find a way to raise enough money to transport his body from Mexico back to Canada, which is where he's originally from. And she's the only one that can go there and get it. His death has been, is raising questions as well. So that is about all I'm going to say about the case, but I was wondering what you guys thought about that. Are you boxing fans? Do you know who Arturo Thunder Gatti is? Well, his niece, his daughter is my niece. So curious if anybody's interested in following the case. Not only that, helping me get the word out maybe. She would come on and I would interview her possibly. And even if somebody could not help, like I know she's got a GoFundMe out there to try to help raise enough money to transport his body because it's sitting over there in Mexico right now. But even just you viewing it and any proceeds that I make from anyone viewing it, I would just give to her as a, naturally, of course, I would give it to her. But I do think it's interesting, and I would, I'm considering doing that this week, and I wanted to know if you guys wanted to follow it, maybe look into it a little bit. And then you could just go ahead and share the link to the GoFundMe with everybody you know. We can just get the word out there for her. I would really, really appreciate it. So
we're here to help with that. That's doing what I can with covering this story. Again, I wish it was something I could cover on the El Cartel. I do what I can with what I got. We're gonna go to her speaking with hold on, we'll go to this one first. No, that was the first one. Okay, so we'll go to her speaking to Erica, which is Sophia's mom. She shares the daughter with Arturo GATTI Sr. Let's get it.
Come on. And then I guess it becomes too late and he goes, "Oh, okay, come here." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "I'm getting ready." Like, on. That means, but I guess that you get fatigue in your legs really fast and that can like ruin the whole fight. So again, I don't know, they're using their arms and I don't know.
Okay, I got a question for you.
She's talking about basically, we're skipping past what she knew about his career. She said she didn't know much about boxing. She didn't get it.
For you. Question
Okay.
that I forgot to ask last time is that if I'm not mistaken, he asked you to marry him, right?
Yes.
Nothing for the kids. Shout out there. According to the GoFundMe, Amanda was left with all the money, nothing for his kids. You see, what's crazy about that is that 48 hours place, they said left the money to her, to Amanda, and her son. And that's wrong. Who leaves the kids out of the will? Nah. Nobody does that. Now I'm hoping, and let me check quickly. I'm hoping there isn't an initial conversation between these two. I didn't find it. This says part 2. Is this because it's a live stream? Let me see. Oh, I also see she speaks to the investigator. Carolyn speaks to the investigator that investigated the Arturo Gatti Sr. Case. Okay, I did find a stream. Give me a sec. I'm just trying to make sure we don't miss anything.
Is innocent until proven guilty and has never been charged in anything, correct? Never been charged.
I am good.
All right, let's start with this. Let's get it. Hold on a sec.
So glad to have you on. I want to say a disclaimer, okay? Because, there's a lot of craziness with this case because we've got the dad, but now we have this brand new thing that has happened with his son. And it's a little wishy-washy and there's piecemeal and information is still coming out. So, I want to make sure that everybody knows that Amanda Rodriguez is innocent until proven guilty and has never been charged in anything, correct? Never been charged.
No.
Right.
I mean, she was charged originally, as you mentioned earlier, but then
Right.
she was released and they changed it to a suicide.
Right.
Correct.
And no matter what happens here, everybody, deserves a fair trial. Okay. But for you, I know it's been extremely tough, especially for your daughter, who has lost a father and a son. And it has hit the whole family pretty hard, right? So when I teased this story about a month ago, I had people commenting thinking that you were the wife. And I was like, wait a minute, no, she's not the wife.
No, please. Please
no.
don't mistake me.
Can let's just confirm that, right? I had a couple of people that commented, they were like, wait a minute. And she's my sister-in-law, by the way, because just so happens I have this podcast, but my niece is Sophia, the daughter of Arturo, and her mother is my beautiful sister-in-law, Erica. And so I just want, people were like, oh, your sister-in-law? And there's people that have been very outspoken about what they think about what happened, especially people in the boxing community. There's comments all over social media. It's just a fact that there's a lot of people that are giving Amanda a hard time about thinking she's involved in it. So naturally, when I got the comment, is that your sister-in-law? People thought that maybe you were, maybe up to sinister things. We know you're not.
That's awful.
But yeah, so she's never been charged. And as of right now, Amanda is innocent. She has not been charged with anything. But, so anyway, you were dating, just to clarify who she is, Erica was dating Arturo Sr. And along the way, you two had his firstborn child. Okay. Yeah. And that is Sophia. And then the relationship didn't work out for whatever reason. And he moved on to Amanda, found Amanda, and we'll talk about what you know about that, and then married her. And then Amanda was with him on like a second honeymoon at this Brazilian resort apartment. And
I love this second honeymoon.
yeah, the second honeymoon.
I know, but the news, the media with the second honeymoon story, it's just hilarious. But go ahead, yeah, keep going.
Yeah. So anyway, so there's a lot to unpack, and I'm gonna make this a series.
Shout out Tere. Tere is quoting from the GoFundMe. My mother tried to fight the last will that was made only weeks before he was killed, leaving everything to Amanda. My brother Arturo Jr. was left with nothing. Shout out Tere. If she was a good stepmother and mom, she would have put money for the kids aside. She would have never fought. She would have never fought Sophia from getting anything. You're kind of telling on yourself right there. Allegedly, in my imagination, for entertainment purposes only. But I agree. Money makes people do crazy shit. Man. Y eso que she said it's down to $2 million all the way back then. That's what I'm saying. That money's off the table at this point. 6 million, whatever it was, dwindled to 2, which had to have dwindled to go get a job, you know?
With Erica, and maybe have some other guests on, and ultimately lead to maybe having Sophia come on if she's comfortable, and really like dig into this. But like I said, you know, I am not an investigator. I'm not a police officer. I'm not an attorney. I'm just, you know,
neither am I.
See what we could find. We'll look around with public information that's available to everybody, and that's that. So guys, make sure that you are liking this video and you subscribe and share the channel, turn on the bell for notifications and all that. So this sucks because we have 2 people dead now. Okay. Yeah. And everybody is wondering what in the heck is going on, because look, it's really suspicious. It is super suspicious, right? And so your daughter, Sophia, you know, tell me about that. So she's now lost her dad and her brother. Right now, explain to everybody, how is she holding up with all this news?
It's been hard. It's been hard for her. I think she doesn't remember her dad, right? So remember, this was 2009, so she was only 3 years old.
Yeah.
When it first happened, she remembered weird, like why she used to call him Papa. Why is Papa in the box?
Yeah.
You know, why is he in the wall? It was like little, you know, she was 3. So her memory started to fade. I mean, luckily I've been with my husband now for, my God, for a long time. So, I mean, she's really been raised by me and him. Luckily, so she, you know, hasn't, I guess, I want to say she had, you know, I mean, she hasn't felt like, I don't want to say not the need for a father, obviously, but she's felt an emptiness also. She always felt like she had to be like a perfect person. Like she's dealt with a lot where she always felt like she had to live up to, because people would find out who her dad was. You know, he's a famous boxer, and she felt like she needed to do something big. And it was just, you know, she's finally come really, she's grown into such a, my God, such an amazing young woman now.
She is. She is amazing.
So, you know, she puts a lot of pressure on herself. She works hard. I mean, the kid, come on, she's graduating college a year early because she's studying over, who never takes a summer break? I mean, I've been to college, okay? I mean, did my master's degree, everything, and never take a summer off or a winter break off? No, that's her. But yes, there's always been this part where she wishes, you know, she wishes she got to talk to him. She wishes she got to meet him. She wishes, that's how she feels, you know, with her dad. I mean, she met him obviously, but I mean, she wonders, you know, like what life would have been like if he was around. And then with her brother, she tried to reach out to him as he got older, and I told her, you know, he's going to reach out to you when you're older. You guys are going to be, you know, and she was looking forward to that. You know, she was like, you know,
why keep the siblings apart to begin with?
He's not, when he's an adult and he can, you know, make his own decisions and do whatever he wants, you know, it's on.
I got scared. I thought we got clapped. Traumatic, boy.
It's gonna be, we're gonna be friends. Hopefully we're gonna grow up with our kids, knowing each other and getting together and seeing each other on the holidays. I mean, she was really waiting until he turned 18. So every year it was like 1 year closer, and it was something that she brought up. Like she knows his birthday's in September, so she was like, okay, so he's waiting for that year. You know what I mean? And the year was 2026 next year. So she was really looking forward to that, to starting to have a relationship with him. And he would message her. No, they went back and forth on social media. I think through Instagram when he was younger, but I don't think it was actually him responding. But again, I don't know. Who knows? He was a kid. But
well, I mean, toxicas are known to disguise themselves as somebody else on social media. You know what I mean? Liars lie, man. That's crazy. Think about that. She thinks she's talking to her brother. Meanwhile, she's texting with his mom.
This year, he did reach out to her. They reached out to each other, and it was around February of this year. And it was nice kind of, hey, I'm watching you from a distance. She told him, I'm watching you from a distance. I'm proud of you. I'm praying for you. I'm always here, like, looking out. Hopefully one day we meet or something like that. Something along those lines about him boxing, because there was a boxing match that was supposed to be coming up. And he responded, the kid, he responded, and it was really, he said, it was a couple sentences like, thanks, I appreciate it. I forgot what the other line was. Thanks, I appreciate it, you too, or something. And that was it. It was very short. But it was the first message that she got from him in his account that wasn't, what do I want to say? Like nasty, wasn't combative. So,
did they ever get in a fight or anything? Did they ever get in an argument over what happened to their dad?
It was a back and forth chatter years ago. Again, I thought at the time of his age, the way it was written, I didn't think it was him. I believed that it was her using his account and responding to Sophia. But,
That's some dirty, low-down, rotten shit, boy. To be an adult arguing with a child under a child's account is crazy work, boy.
I believed it was his mother, and I believed it was Amanda, not her. I mean, not him talking to her. So, it's definitely, I mean, I think it's something that she was really looking forward to. She was looking forward to having a relationship with him. I'm not gonna lie. I told her, look, you got to be careful. He doesn't really have a lot of family. He's his mother. I mean, the kid doesn't talk to anybody from the Gotti side except the Versace and Gianni. Arturo's
cousins.
brother Joe.
Yeah.
Yes, Arturo's brother Joe, his wife Vicky, and the girls, the two daughters. Those are the only.
Don't miss that. Don't miss that. He did not have a relationship or communication with his sister, but he did have it with the family of the brother, who said he believed that Arturo took his own life and that Arturo was an addict. The brother that said that, the brother that went against the family. Ironically, that child has a relationship with them, but not his sister. Don't let that get lost on you, cause that adds to this.
The ones that was allowed to have a relationship with him. I mean, they also didn't have a relationship with the rest of the Gotti family, so it was kind of like a perfect thing for Amanda. I feel like, I think.
Oh, they didn't? Did she say they didn't have a relationship with the rest of the Gotti family?
So it was kind of like, I mean, they also didn't have a relationship with the rest of the Gotti.
Yeah, they also didn't have a relationship with the rest. So the family was split. Probably split over that bullshit in that documentary we just saw. Right? So like she said, it was perfect for her. They don't talk to the family don't talk to them. She don't let the kid talk to the family. She lets the kid talk to that side of the family.
Gotti family. So it was kind of like a perfect thing for Amanda. I feel like, I think, for him to have somebody from the Gotti family as around, as a kid growing up. And that was nice. This sounds, Sophia's upset that she's never going to be able to have any relationship, she's envious of that, other people got to have a relationship with him. But she's also thankful that at least somebody from her family did, but she's heartbroken. She's like, what did I say, envious? Would that be the right word? I don't know. I guess you could say that, right? Kind of, I wish she wishes she had a relationship with him.
Well, yeah,
she was robbed of it.
It's exactly. She was robbed of it, robbed of a relationship with her dad, robbed of a relationship with her brother, and it's just devastating all around. Like, one is not enough. I mean, two, immediate family members like that. It's just absolutely devastating. And, thankfully, and I'm here and I can attest to this, is no joke. Sophia has had so much love around her, and that she has your side of the family. And I'm not patting myself on the back here. I'm talking about you and your parents, which have been amazing at protecting her, completely protecting her from, just the media, the news, just, and, because, I don't know, he was in the spotlight a lot. And from what it looks like, Arturo Jr. ended up as an early start, like getting in the spotlight as well. It sounds to me like his mother had no problem putting him out there. So I am very thankful that, Sophia went to school and she had friends and she, stayed away from all of that, because it was just, it got ugly for a while there. And also everybody's, it's a gruesome death, and investigators are trying to figure out what went on. You had people going over, right? You had people from the U.S. that went over to Brazil to try to investigate this murder. And we're going to get into that. We're going to go into some more details about that eventually. But where was Sophia? When did you tell Sophia? Because she was like 2 years old, 3 years old when he died, right?
3. Yeah, but I told her that he got sick, and that he got sick. He was in the hospital and they couldn't save him. And I stuck to that story until she was, I want to say she was around, some kids in school were saying things. And I want to say she was around 9.
Mm-hmm.
It was still, I felt too early for me, comfortably. That's how I remember feeling like this is not a comfortable conversation I'm having. But the kids in school knew that, I guess their dads knew, oh, that's Arturo Gatti's daughter,
Right.
And I think some kid, if I remember correctly, some kid in school made a comment like, your dad was killed, or your dad killed himself, or something. It was negative, and she came home and she was upset. And I said, okay, I gotta talk to you. So I had talked to her, and I told her, I said, listen, we have a copy of the full report, from the police report from Brazil. And I said, when you're a lot older, I'll show it to you. I said, we had it all translated from Portuguese to English, and there's also the pictures of the autopsy, the pictures of the crime scene, the pictures of his body, and everything. So I said, whenever she's ready. She still hasn't asked to see. I mean, I don't know if she's ever gonna look at it, to be honest with you. But I told her it's there. And, we have also the other, we have it there. We have the full investigative report. Plus, we have the independent report that was also done. It's weird because, the second one was done with all of the experts. I mean, it was Paul Ciolino, Joe Mora, what was the other one's name? I think he actually passed away not too long ago. There was Dr. Bowles.
Mm-hmm. Was it, what's his name? He was on Famous Cases. Wasn't Baden, right? Wasn't Dr. Baden. No, it was Zip. Wait,
if you say it, I'll remember it. Oh, it's gonna kill me.
It's gonna kill me too. What is his name? He worked on John Benet Ramsey's case.
Yes, he did. That guy.
Zip. I want to say.
Did somebody in the chat know? I don't know, but it's
Come on, Werner Snips or something.
No, I know.
Yeah, Snipes. I don't know.
Who cares?
Okay. But so when they did the whole investigation too, I mean, they did the second investigation, and what they did was they broke it up, right? The different doctors, the different specialists, the different investigators, they broke up, which we'll get into, like we can get into.
Yeah.
Time, but, I mean, we have that report too, which I told Sophia whenever you're ready to. I mean, that one is obviously easier to stomach. It's more of like it's a report where you're not looking at files and of her father.
All right.
Dead with the his body beat up and blood and everything else. I don't know if she wants to
All right. So why don't we do this? Let's go back a little bit to some better times. Okay. So when you were dating, tell us something great about Arturo Sr. when you were dating him.
We got to cover the crime, so we got to skip the dating and get to the.
I know that her mother left her when she was young.
All right, we're gonna let's get some Amanda background from Erica.
Okay, clear this up for me.
Again, we know Arturo Gatti's legacy. We know all of that. We got to get to the crime.
How did he meet her? Because I heard that she said that they met on the streets of Hoboken walking a dog, and I heard that she was a stripper in a strip club.
Oh yeah, she sued. They
allegedly.
She sued the I think New York Times, New York Post for putting on that his wife was a stripper and she was slipping out. Look, bottom line is, she allegedly was a stripper.
Allegedly.
And
allegedly.
Alleged strip club, and she allegedly used fake IDs and social security cards, all that stuff. You got to remember. Look, she's from. I'm going to go into a little background story of things that I've heard.
Okay.
She's not from the States. Okay, she is from Brazil. I know that her mother left her when she was young. Okay, and if Amanda's watching right now, she's like, ooh. But so her mother left her and her sister.
That's sad.
I believe Amanda's always watching.
With
That's
the father.
horrible.
Yes, to come. Her mother left her and her sister.
That's sad.
With
That's
the father.
horrible.
Yes, to come to the States. She never had plans, as far as I know, to take the kids with her. I just find it a little crazy. Like, how does a child, young girl, make it to the United States illegally on her own? Her sister didn't come. Sister's very smart.
She has a lot of siblings, right? Doesn't she have a lot of family? Or
I don't really know the rest of the family. I think she's got some half brothers that are older than her. I know she's got a really pretty, smart sister. Like, I think she's very pretty, like, beautiful girl, and she's really smart. I think she might even be a doctor, it doesn't even matter. The girl's highly intelligent, and they look completely different. Maybe they have different fathers, but I don't know how she got, to the States, and I hear stories about, especially, look, now with everything going on in the news with ICE and this and that, and people being illegal, you hear stories that people talk about when young kids get here, right? And it's a horror story. So it's not really about, closing the borders and not letting people in. What do you think about first, right? You think about protecting the children. You don't be worried about, let me forget it, but children. So how does a child get here by themselves, like from Brazil? That's what I'm saying. So I'm just asking you questions. So you think, and you ask yourself questions, and like, what kind of journey did that look like, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
So,
she's doing good. She's doing good to skate through the allegedly. She's doing good.
She showed up at her mother's doorstep in New Jersey.
So her mother left her in Brazil and came to the U.S. Well, maybe she made a promise that she'd come back for her. Sometimes they leave their country to go make a better right.
Right. So that's a possibility for sure. And yes. So there's a possibility that maybe she was planning on going back for back for the kids at some point.
Sure.
Yeah.
But anyway, she ends up going anyway because she doesn't want to wait for her mom to come
Okay.
back.
If that's
If
the
that's
case.
true. Okay.
Right. She shows up. She is not really welcomed. Like, her mother didn't really want her there. And this comes from Amanda speaking. Okay, saying that, her, like, she had this what is it, say a grudge against her mother. Because she, like, I guess maybe if she didn't want her there, whatever. Maybe she wasn't ready to have a teenager living with her at the time, there's a whole bunch of reasons. Who knows? I'm not her mom, so I don't know. But I don't really believe that I don't even think her mother might have had papers at the time. But again, I have no idea. I know her mother does now because I think she's married to an American.
Yeah.
So, you think, so that little journey, she was here, and how did she get here? And you wonder what kind of life, what was that journey like, right? Her mother didn't know she was coming. What was that journey like? And I just, it's a haunting thought. Okay. It
could be a haunting story, and
I wonder how old she was when she showed back up to her mother's house.
It could be not too. So,
it could be not.
But yeah, that's definitely something to think about. And then there's, I don't know, there's some empathy for that, I guess, but when she
was a sucker for a story. He was a sucker for a sad story.
Oh, was he? Oh, okay.
Yes, he was. He was like, I have a loving family. Obviously, his mother and father raised him. My brother, and we have a very loving. I mean, even our extended family. We're very supportive. It's not a toxic environment. It's just very, I don't know, cookie cutter. I guess you would consider it.
Whole different. Yeah.
It's a whole different, right? So he really felt bad. Like, I don't know if he felt like he felt bad. He loved going to strip clubs. He loved strippers. Okay. I found a check that he had made to a stripper for breast implants one day when I was making out a check to pay one of the bills.
Oh gosh. You did? I didn't know that.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my God. But listen, he liked women. I mean, it's no secret that he liked strippers, that he liked women, and he liked to party. He liked to go out. I mean, the guy was a party guy. He was, you met him. It's like,
Hence why you got out of the situation. I mean, he's a nice. I heard he's this really nice guy. I mean, all the people I've talked to said, like, helping homeless people. Like, he would go down the street and buy pizzas for homeless people.
Mm-hmm.
But when it came to
he would leave a place, and he would right away. He's going up. I go, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, we didn't go give the guy $100 bill. We're leaving. I'm like, I think the guy probably wants drugs. He's like, well, whatever. Give him.
Oh yeah. Well, nowadays
he goes whatever he goes. Poor guy. He would sit there outside and have a 10-minute conversation with homeless guy, and I'm like, all right, let's go. Yeah, that was him. He used to make me make checks out to what is it? The children's oh my God, what is it? It's not the leukemia. What's the one that I always get in the mail? Anyway, he would make out checks for like $5,000, $10,000 to the children.
So sweet. That's very nice.
Hospital, children with cancer. I forgot what it's called.
So he had a great heart, but he was lousy in the women's department. Like he just
loved women.
He just loved women.
I mean, it's not that crazy.
Yeah. I'm glad you got out of that. But what I am happy about is that you got even more happy about is that you did get Sophia out of the situation.
Oh, yeah.
So when you found out you were pregnant with Sophia, it was after you broke up with him? Or was it right before?
No,
do you remember?
No, we got into fights. We got into fights when I was pregnant.
Yeah.
We got into fights.
Yeah, I remember.
I'm like, I don't know which one it was where I was like, I'm done. One of the few. I don't know which. The first argument or the one I was like, oh, I can't be with this guy. I'm not sure if I don't remember.
But when he was with you, he was good to you. Like I remember you were so excited because he had the fight with Mayweather and he took you to like some fancy boutique and bought you this gorgeous dress. And he was so like,
I wonder if Erica married her brother. So that means her brother was in close proximity when she was with Arturo. That's what it seems like to me.
So proud of you, and that you were going to be there with him, and he just like is like so like showing you off. I remember that.
I remember he sent me to some store to get and he wanted to dress me for the occasion, and I'm like,
yeah,
okay, whatever, that's fine. And I remember she came over with shoes, and I'm like, I'm not wearing. I said, oh, these shoes they're nice, they fit. And I saw the price. I think they were like $1,200, and I was like, this is insane. You're not buying the shoes. He's like, get the shoes. I'm like, no, I'm walking on crap my feet. I'm not gonna say the word, but I'm walking on stuff with my feet. Like they're shoes. I'm not wearing now. I said,
so
you can buy me another dress if you want.
So
no, I didn't get the shoes.
You didn't get the shoes. Okay, good.
No, I got
that is a lot
for a secret catalog when they used to sell clothes.
Yeah. And you know what? I gotta say, though you have great style and you have like nice things, you're not like a materialistic like snob. No. You're not like that at all. And you're like reasonable and practical. So, that's cool. All right, so that's cool. So now everybody gets a little bit of personality about a little bit of Arturo's personality. Unfortunately, you guys break up. You're pregnant with Sophia, and that was hard, right? Because you're going through 9 months of pregnancy with these ups and downs with him. And I remember he was gonna fight. Was it what starts with a B? Baldoni or
Baldomir.
Baldomir. I'm thinking of Blake Lively right now.
Yes.
Baldomir, right?
That it would be weird silence, and he would say, he had units or each or one of them. I don't want to fight. Yeah, he didn't want to fight anymore. He was done. He wanted to retire.
Yeah.
I mean, the heroes. He went into business with his friend Tony Rizzo in Canada with the real estate.
Yeah, he had buildings, right? Didn't he have like condos and stuff?
Yeah. They did 32 units or each or one of them. I don't remember. There was a lot, put it that way. And they got into GATTI So Incorporated, whatever. I forgot what it was called. But yeah, they did that. They built a lot, and that was his future. He was like, okay, cool. I'll just keep doing this, like real estate projects and just traveling and retire. That's it. He went to retire.
And he was good with his money. He was smart. He was thinking about the future. In fact,
I can't see a guy investing in real estate, building his portfolio, and not putting his kids in his will. I just can't see it. I just can't see it. And it doesn't seem like there was a hateful relationship between the baby mama and him, but whatever problems they had wasn't the kind of problems that keep a kid off of a will. I just don't see it.
No,
Pat Lynch was like, was like a surrogate father to him because Arturo's father died when he was 14.
Yeah.
And he always used to say, my dad never saw me. My dad never got to see me succeed, and it would bother him. We would drink, we'd go out, we'd have dinner, and then right at that it would be weird silence, and he would say, he had a picture of his dad when he came in into our apartment, and it was on the wall, and he would look at it sometimes, and then he would just say, I really wish he would have saw me. Like, I wish he saw me achieve what I did. It bothered him enough he would mention it probably once every like 2 weeks, which is often. You know what I mean?
Isn't that crazy? Because it's like the same thing for Sophia. But every time she looks at this picture, it's the exact same thing. She's going through. It's like this. Somebody's got to stop this pattern, right?
Right. Yes. Yes. She wishes that he could see her succeeding right now. She just got accepted into law school, so it's pretty awesome. Right?
So he would be so proud of her. He really would. I think he'd be proud of her. Yeah. Okay. So then you have go ahead.
He's good with money. Yeah, I mean, look, he liked to spend money. I mean, the guy traveled like, he spent a lot of money. I mean, he liked to travel, luxury. And, he liked to go shopping. He liked to spend money.
Well, the reason why I brought that up, I think it's important to bring that up because it will come up later. But one thing I will say about him, however you want to describe him as being involved in Sophia's life while he was alive, one thing he did do was set up provisions for her. He did care about her future. He did care about possibly college someday or something like that. So you don't have to go into any detail, but I want to make a point of saying that she kind of had her own little special thing from him, and that was able to be accomplished before he had passed away.
Oh, the college fund? He set
Just
up,
like college, he took care of her in that way.
yeah.
Is my point.
Well, the college fund he set up the day I had her. I was coming back from the hospital and I remember he
That's not a dude that leaves his kid off the will. I'm sorry.
was coming to the house and I said, what's taking you so long? And he was like, oh, I got to do this. I got to do something. And it wasn't the hospital. I'm sorry. It was like a couple days later.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, look, it was she was only a couple days old and he was taking forever. And he was at a financial advisor. He was with his financial advisor putting money in a 529 account for Sophia. She was a couple days old for college. I forgot how much money he started off putting in it, but they said that it would grow to be enough money to go 4 years in college. I mean, obviously we weren't expecting her to go 7 years of college, but and inflation to be the way it is. But whatever.
I know, right? It's crazy.
Yeah, but no, it's good. But yeah, he did that on his own. I didn't ask him to put that college fund together. He did that literally the week she was born.
Well, that says a lot. That says a lot. You know what I mean?
That says to me he's not letting no will get past him without her name on it or his son's name on it. I'm sorry, I don't see it.
So, so then he meets Amanda. However, allegedly met her, whether it be on the street walking a dog or this other rumor that goes around about her. I don't know. We don't know. We don't know.
So my mom that they met when she was working in the mall. I was like, what? Okay, well, you told me that I'm thinking you told my mother, you told me you were walking the dogs. You realized my mother, I'm living, she's my mother. Like, you can't tell her a different story. You got to get your lies straight.
Yeah, all right. That's right, because you had some interaction with Amanda, and so did Mom.
My mother had several interactions.
Happens to be my mother, too. Okay, so yeah, so that's been, it's coming firsthand. That's your account. So that's not just some, whatever. There's been a mix-up of stories that have come out of her mouth, according to you and other people, about how they met. And look, let's face it. If I was a stripper, I would not, and I had a high-profile husband who passed away, I wouldn't want the world to know that that's how he met me, right? I wouldn't. Listen, I'm trying to be a mediator here, and what I'm saying is,
I get
especially if it's under strange circumstances.
I get it, but
I would not want anyone to know that that's how he met me. I wouldn't. So it's understandable why she would not want that to be the story that is out there.
It's crazy that she was more concerned about the fact that they were calling her a stripper and not a murderer.
Boom. God damn, boy, Erica's good. God damn. Yeah, I hear you.
I know. The story that is out there.
It's crazy that she was more concerned about the fact that they were calling her a stripper and not a murderer.
I know.
Like, what normal person? She's
allegedly a murderer, Erica.
No, but that's what the paper that she was suing all these newspapers.
Yeah.
For not, they were calling her. They were saying that she was a murderer, and they were saying that she was a stripper.
Mm-hmm.
But what she was suing them for was not the part of when they called her a murderer. The part she was suing for was the fact that they were calling her a stripper.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
And doesn't Arturo have a friend, like a friend he's known forever, that actually was with him, or can say for a fact that she was in fact at this strip bar that night, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
So what are you suing for? You got somebody that saw you there, right?
Yeah, but she never sued the people that said it, that saw her there at the bar, as far as I know. Oh,
okay. All right. So he ends up with her. Sophia is with you, and what was he seeing Sophia?
All right. So I put a protective, what did I do? What is it? What do you call it?
Order of protection.
Oh my
Protective
God.
order?
No, not protective order. No, I didn't have protective order. Supervised visitation.
Okay.
God, I have such a brain fart. Yeah, supervised visitation. The reason is because she was a little baby. She was a little girl.
Yeah. And
he liked women and he liked to party. And I was like, listen, I can't have you having people over and, it's your day, it's your weekend, and you've got,
Smart.
Okay, I get that part. It sounded strange for a second. I was like, what? But I got you.
certain type of people over, and basically, partying it up and have a baby. I mean, who knows? What if one of these?
Hey, evidently it's possible, right? Because supposedly he was drinking while they were out together, him and Amanda, with Junior, and it went left. Now, we didn't get to hear if Amanda was drinking too, or was she the designated, baby attendant of the evening? I don't know. But shout out to Erica for thinking ahead.
One of these chicks that he was dating or had over a party, and he wouldn't just bring one; he'd bring like 4. He was that type of guy. He's not gonna bring 4. He'll bring the girl that he wants to hang out with, and then the other girls. If they're on stage, he brings all of them. He'll bring the 3 of them over.
Right.
Hang out, let's go party. Say party.
You think he really would have done that if he had Sophia that weekend?
I don't know. I was so mad.
But you know what? It's not worth rolling the dice over. So I think you doing that protective order or whatever you want to call it,
yeah, it was
smart.
It was supervised visitation. So then I said, look, he was dating Amanda. Amanda kept wanting to. She was insisting on her being the person to be the supervisor. Let's call her the supervisor.
Of Sophia?
Of Sophia during the visitations. And I was like, this woman.
No.
I think she was 19 at the time. Let's not forget.
Who? She?
Okay. Amanda was 19 or something.
Okay.
At the time.
He's wilding. She was in his head. That's a come cerebro. That's come cerebro means like a brain eater. She gets in your brain. You know what I'm saying? He was insisting that she be the supervisor, Amanda be the supervisor. Listen, my speculatory imagination, the creativity in my imagination would say that Sophia being raised in a house around that lady wouldn't have been a good look.
He was dating Amanda. Amanda kept wanting to. She was insisting on her being the person to be the.
He wasn't insisting. She was insisting. Amanda was insisting to be the person. No.
Supervisor. Let's call her the supervisor.
Of Sophia?
Of Sophia during the visitations. And I was like, this woman.
No.
I think she was 19 at the time. Let's not forget.
Who? She?
Okay. Amanda was 19 or something.
Okay.
At the time. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So keep that in mind.
Okay.
All right. At the time I'm what, 28, I think.
Oh, that's 1 year older than my daughter. That's young and dumb. I mean, I think even she would agree with that. Because we're all stupid at 19.
So she's 19 and she's wants to be and I knew her backstory, but I'd also met her. She used to come to the house and so for Arturo's visitation with Sophia, Amanda would come a lot of times and not him.
What?
That's hard.
So listen.
He was wilding the fuck out.
We went out to eat.
He was wilding the fuck out. He probably wasn't going to show face over there with her, and she probably wasn't going to let him go without her. That sounds toxic to me. Am I crazy? I'm talking bullshit? Tell me. Ladies, I trust your opinion. Tell me if I'm full of shit.
She got pissed off. I met her. We hung out. We went out to eat. She got pissed off because I was too nice to her. Listen, I'm going to be nice to somebody. I'm going to get to know somebody. It's going to be around my kid.
Yeah. That's the mature thing to do.
She was really weird. She told me she doesn't drink. We proceeded to, I was like, oh, okay. And that she got Arturo's to stop drinking. And she kept going on this rant about him not drinking. And she doesn't drink and I don't do that. She told me that her father owns a hospital in Brazil. Then she said she forgets her lies. It's like within the next.
Listen, man, and that's some real shit right there, man. That's you get that girl that come from a campo in Puerto Rico or a campo in motherfucking Mexico or some shit, and they lie and they tell bullshit stories and they connive and they get it how they live. You know what I mean? Those women exist, man, and you catch one of those like that, ooh-wee. One with the cunning of this one, allegedly, shit. Shout out there, they're crazy.
Maybe 2 hours eating and talking. Her lies. It's like within the next. We sat there for maybe 2 hours eating and talking, whatever. I ordered a drink, by the way. I think I ordered 2 drinks, and she did too. And she drank with me. I just thought it was kind of funny. I was like, she forgot that she just told me that.
Yeah, a minute ago she's telling her. That's why I said. She said he was drunk. All this Incredible Hulk shit at the bar, but were you drinking too? You so against this shit? Were you in the party too?
She doesn't drink, like, whatever, fine. She's drinking. I'm drinking. We're eating. We didn't get hammered. We didn't have shots or anything. So she tells me their father's owns a hospital or something. And when I asked Arturo about it, he said, no, her dad is like, he owns like a medicine store or something, like, I don't know, natural medicine, some
Holistic.
if that's what you want to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a different word for it. I call it like brujeria, like witchcraft, like I don't know. It's some weird stuff. When you go to different countries, there's some weird stuff. You've been to Dominican Republic, you buy Mama Juana, it says on the bottle medicine.
Okay.
Just saying.
Okay, didn't know that.
So,
Okay, that's a new one.
yeah, so some type of, again, I don't know. I have no confirmation what type of place this is or what, but it's definitely not a hospital, put it that way.
Okay.
Okay. And then she said that her sister was a doctor or something, or she was in school or something. And Amanda was, she told me, Arturo can't wait to open up a clothing line for me. And I said, oh, good for you. That's great. I'm like, okay.
And you were fine. You had like no animosity towards her. You were done with Arturo. You didn't care.
Listen, let's be honest. Whoever's going to be around my kid, I wanted to get to know her because I was like, it's better if, you know, listen, I have family. We have family members, and Sophia has family members that they had children. You know, I'll say my family member had, there's been people that are couples that have had infidelity and had children outside of their marriage or relationship.
Right.
And I can speak for my family and say that they've still been okay with, you know, their children, their innocent children. They're not going to treat the child. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It takes like a very big woman, but I mean, if you're already a mother, it's not as hard as people may think. I don't think. Like, I'm a mom now, right? I have 3 kids. I can. So,
well, you were being mature. You were being mature, you know, assuming the best out of a 19-year-old girl that she would think like you, which is not going to happen until you have kids. But
you mentioned something gross, something about the baby's genitals, which was very weird. It was like real weird. And
about okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was like she was saying something, and it was weird.
That is weird.
My mother.
Like, who does that? Who makes a comment about that?
Very weird. It's very strange. It's like if you're looking at a baby, like, well, we have girls, so we don't have boys, but like, you know, I've changed diapers. They're little baby boys. My friends have boys. You change the diapers, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, she made a comment which was like really out of like left field.
So it didn't work out, right? Like eventually, you guys stopped. You had a tiff after that, right? It got bad, and then you couldn't.
It stopped. He stopped coming because she kept coming to the house for the visitation. He started to stop coming, and then it was just her. Then she would come with her mother for visitation to visit Sophie when she was little.
But don't nobody else got no business visiting my kid, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason for her and her mother and nobody to be visiting that kid, except for him.
Oh, I'm scared of her, to be honest with you. But that's my personal opinion. I'm visitation to visit Sophie when she was little. Listen, I'm scared of her, to be honest with you. But that's my personal opinion. I'm scared of her.
You're afraid of her today?
Yeah, for sure.
Yo, they were saying that in the chat, in Carolyn's chat the other night. All these people, grown men, are being afraid of this woman, and my thought was like, man, she ain't dangerous to nobody unless they live with her, unless they're there in the room with her. That's where she holds her power. She holds her power in the dark, allegedly, at home. But they have reason, I guess. They have reason. Erica sounds like a straight up person. She don't sound like no punk. And she sounds like, she got legit fear. Shout out there that she was insecure and toxic. Absolutely. And then some, amongst other things.
Okay, what are you most afraid of? Well, I think a lot of people...
Of her trying to kill me or Sophia. I'll be straight up. I'm saying it.
Yeah. You're saying it because you're saying it because her husband has died under really crazy circumstances, and now 17 years later, her own son is gone, and she was around allegedly for both. She was the one.
We haven't gotten to the evidence stage. We're gonna get to the evidence stage.
And that was there, right? Oh wait, we don't know if she both. She was the one that was there. Right? Oh, wait, we don't know if she was there for Arturo Jr., right? Do we know if she was in the house when this happened, or did she find him? I guess, we'll have to get into that later. We're going to have to read more news and, read the reports and all that. But we didn't want to really get into that today.
Again, we don't know much about that.
We know more now.
I just know what, when I found out, that was it.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you what I think from the news and from everything through the years.
Shout out there that for you to want to stay in some, for you to want to see someone who's not your daughter, she probably was feeding him the drugs again. Who knows what was happening. She probably would refuse to let him go see his child without her. Who knows what was happening. He's not here to tell the tale.
And I'm going to relay the story of what happened, and you tell me when I'm wrong, okay? So what I heard is they get married, right? And then things are not working out, is what I heard. I heard that they were fighting, according to friends of his and his trainer and this guy Mike Sciarra, I think his name is. They all said that they weren't. He was not getting along with her, and he was like. On his way out. Like, he was like, you know what? I don't want anything to do with her anymore. I shouldn't have married her, that kind of a thing. But he loved his son so much. He has this new baby. And I think my impression is that he felt like, I already feel like I didn't have Sophia enough in my life. And I kind of lost control over having
here I am
to see my daughter.
Here I am shitting the bed again.
That now I'm not happy with this woman, and now I'm going to lose my son.
Yes.
So is that true? Like, he was going through that battle in terms of trying to figure out if he could leave her or not.
Yes. So, oh God, what year was it? Okay. I'm going to try to get this right, and I'm not sure. But let's say it was 2000.
It's probably 2008. He died in 2009, so it was really like how long were they married?
It's got to be before that she was pregnant with Junior, so a year. Oh God, I'm not even gonna do the math right now in my head. Yeah, I'm an engineer, but I can't do the simple math in my head right now because I'm not.
Don't ask me because I suck at math.
Wait, so they went. First, I want to go back to that they got married in Vegas with nobody knowing. That alone was weird. He was engaged before I've ever met him to a girl, and Brazilian girl, but a completely different person. They had a huge, you would think, this is how Italians do it too. Let's not get it twisted. Like, that's how they do it. And they do it in Montreal, Canada. It's an Italian thing, I think. They have engagement parties like weddings.
Okay.
Like weddings.
That's a waste of money.
Right. Well, okay, but that's how he does.
Shout out Upper Echelon on the check-in. Salutes. Appreciate you. Thank you for joining us. Hit that like button on the way in, if you please.
So he's that's how he is. He wants to invite the whole world, and it's got to be extravagant, and it's got to be, okay, so I guess bringing up the ex, the girl he was engaged to before me, is that they had a huge party. It was like a wedding. I was like, oh, you guys got married? Like, you see the pictures? He's like, no, we were engaged. So anyway, going back to that. Nobody in the family, Amanda alienated everybody from Arturo's life right before, right around the wedding. Okay?
I've heard that, yeah. They hated her.
They found out he got married. Even Pat Lynch found out later, and Pat Lynch is like a father figure to him. You don't understand. If we had any little thing going on, he would say, "I don't know, let me ask Pat." And then if I had a question, or if I was like, then when I was pregnant, he was like, "Oh, let's call Lisette," Pat's wife. "Let's call Lisette." It was like, his surrogate parents, and we needed them for advice for everything. Nobody gets invited to this shotgun wedding in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Very strange.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's like, "What the hell?" So, as soon as he gets back, he does a prenup. Mm-hmm. You could do it within a couple of days of you getting married. It's still considered a prenup, right? So he goes to the lawyer, gets the prenup. She gets pissed off.
She doesn't like the idea of a prenup.
No prenup. If the prenup if the prenup draws anger, it's a problem. All right. Shout out Young Jizzle on the check-in. Salute, Young Jizzle. It's good to have you. All right. Shout out to the usual suspects in the building. All right. We was over here. It was just a couple of us. Salute to y'all. We hanging out, doing hood rat stuff with our
But
friends.
I wanted to do hood rat stuff with my friend.
Listening to motherfuckers lie about what they did and didn't do. Shout out Young Jizzle. Rest in peace, Chucky Chingon. Agreed. Rest in peace, Chucky Chingon. He'd have been in here right now talking about this story, talking about how he don't believe her. Not her, but Amanda. But salutes. Yeah, we over here covering this, the Gotti boys case. Right now, we got some good background on Amanda, allegedly. This is on the right. This is Arturo Gatti's baby mama, his daughter Sophia's mother. Right, that's her sister on the left, and she gave a little background on Amanda. And then we're gonna get into the evidence. We're gonna see camera. We're gonna see Amanda. We're gonna see Junior. All of that shit. So, hang out if you can. Happy Sunday, everyone. Salute up Echelon.
No, she doesn't like it. So they get into one of their altercations, and she flips out, and he calls the lawyer beforehand, and I'm speaking on this on memory from court when we went to court in Canada,
right,
for the will. Okay, so everybody that was there was talking. Okay. A lot of this is from memory too, but from court. He said, "Hey, listen, we're gonna do this. I'm coming in with Amanda, and we got to do this whole fake, pretend that you're ripping up the prenup in front of her, so she can shut up and she could, so she could shut
in the
up."
lawyer's office. In the lawyer's office.
Well, he calls beforehand.
Tells the attorney ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm coming over there. Just follow along. Follow along.
Yep. Get some piece of paper, print it out or something, and rip it up in front of her, and we'll rip it up, and then.
Was that supposed to be something
she's
cute?
So dumb she won't realize.
What the fuck was that about? Wait a minute. Without her signing it, so she didn't sign it. Like, that's something cool to do if she signs it with no problem, and then you go rip it up. Baby, I trust you. It's still stupid. You know what I'm saying? But if she didn't sign it, tearing it up don't do shit. Wow. No prenup. She didn't want no prenup.
We're going to do this. I'm coming in with Amanda, and she's talking, okay?
Right.
For the will. When we went to court in Canada.
Right.
For the will. Okay? So everybody that was there was talking, okay? A lot of this is from memory too, but from court. He said, "Hey, listen, we're going to do this. I'm coming in with Amanda, and we got to do this whole fake, pretend that you're ripping up the prenup in front of her, so she can shut up and she could, so she could shut
in the
up."
lawyer's office. In the lawyer's office.
Well, he calls beforehand.
Tells the attorney ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm coming over there. Just follow along. Follow along.
Yep. Get some piece of paper, print it out or something, and rip it up in front of her, and we'll rip it up, and then, because she's so dumb she won't realize, right? She won't even know. So he does the fake little thing, and he does this whole ripping up action.
What the fuck?
Watching the art, the artistry.
Okay.
They got a whole drama going and shit. Happy Sunday, everyone. Agreed. Salutes to y'all. I appreciate y'all for hanging out. Hundreds up in the chat for y'all. They got a whole little drama going, ripping up fake fucking prenups and shit. Nah, that shit gotta be real. That shit gotta weigh like gold. You got to hear that shit when you drop it on the table.
And there's an original. There's an original somewhere else.
Original.
Oh,
Yes.
so she already signed it. Okay, so she signed it? I didn't hear that.
Yes, the guy didn't pick out the original. This whole thing in court with Canada was insane. I was like, they basically said there's no proof that he didn't really want him to hold on to the original. There's no proof of the phone conversation that he had.
Gotcha.
Get it? It would have been better if it was now in 2025 and you send a text message. Then
So the one he ripped up, are you saying that there was another one of the fake one still intact?
Yes, notarized. The original was still in the safe for the lawyer.
And he saved it? Why would he save it?
phone.
And he saved it. That's weird. But he had
Why
the
would the lawyer save
original.
it?
Well,
The lawyer
There was an
saved it. Hold on.
original.
I
Okay,
don't think they're understanding each other. Here's what I'm getting out of this. She already signed the prenup. She was bitching about signing it, complaining about signing it. He want to shut her up, so he called the lawyer and said, I'm gonna come in there, just tear up something, tear up your electricity bill in front of her. She's a dum-dum. She's not gonna notice. Just tear that up. That way she shuts up about it, but we still got a legit prenup in the safe. That's what I'm getting out of it. I don't think Carolyn's getting that yet, and I think Erica's about to clarify for her.
and then there was a new one, and then he ripped it up, but you're saying there was a carbon copy of the new one that was ripped up?
Yeah, the prenup, he basically said, we're coming in, just print out a copy of it. And we're going to do a fake, like, just rip it up in front of her so she shuts up and she stops, like, coming at me.
Right.
But the original still exists and is legally binding.
She can stop being crazy so she can leave me alone. So they did this whole act. In court in Canada, they said, well, there's no proof that he actually made that phone call. The lawyer and the secretary both said, we were scrambling to make copies and do stuff to do this whole act thing before he showed up to the door. They said, but there's no actual proof that he actually did it.
Gotcha.
How do we know that he really didn't want you to really rip it up and you just kept the original for your own personal opinions? You get what I mean?
Yeah, it sounds like the attorney really messed. It sounds like the attorney should have done other things to make sure. You know what I mean?
Like probably send him a letter or send
Something,
him
yeah,
something verifying, saying, hey, just to verify, you still want me to keep this prenuptial agreement valid.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably
should've-
like sign something like a week later or a couple days later. It's kind of
Right there, he shouldn't have married her. He had a lot of flags. Hold on, something happened. Am I dropping frames? I'm definitely dropping frames. We're back. Hold on. All right, I think we're back. Y'all let me know what it's looking like over there. Coño, man.
crazy. You're right. I mean, I didn't think about that. Find something like this, prenuptial, just to verify you still want me to keep this. Yeah.
It sounds like the attorney should have done other things to make sure. You know what I mean?
Like probably send him a letter or send
something.
something verifying, saying, "Hey, just to verify, you still want me to keep this prenuptial agreement valid."
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably
should've-
like sign something like a week later or a couple days later. It's kind of crazy. You're right. I mean, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Tell Sophia that now that she's going to be a lawyer, I don't think she's going to be writing prenups.
Now, how long before his death was that prenup done and ripped up? This fake thing that he was going to.
Fake prenup thing. This whole fiasco takes place between, let's see, Sophia's little baby. So you figure 2006, summertime. Okay. Summer, fall-ish. Maybe fall.
Wasn't it like just a couple weeks though before they went to the UK or London or something first on a trip?
we're now at the end of 2006 around, I believe.
And if he's such an addict, did he have somebody everywhere he went to get him what he needed? The way Mario Costa said, he said he's an addict, right? I don't know, man. Was he jonesing out there? Doesn't seem like it.
Like, again, my memory's not that great.
Oh,
So,
I'm confused because he died in 2009. July 11, 2009. So my assumption was, since he was just in Brazil,
2007.
and I believe in the UK, I could be wrong about that, but I think that right before Brazil, they were in London or something.
Oh, 2008. 2008.
Okay, right. Because somebody said that this whole, the changing of the will was like literally, it was like weeks before they went on this sucking honeymoon, I thought. But if I'm wrong.
So, right, but the prenup thing goes first. That's the
Okay.
ripping up. I forgot when they did it. I'm thinking it was 2008 when they did the
Okay.
fake ripping up the thing so she would shut up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's some point, let's see how old Junior is, but this is what I was trying to get at before, where she gets, they go to Hawaii on vacation.
Oh, that's right. Tell me about that. Because I remember
you
that.
forgot
I remember that one.
So they go on vacation in Hawaii.
Okay.
And she calls the cops saying that he's beating her up.
Right.
Okay. Cops show up.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that's all a mess, and she looks perfectly fine. And they arrest her instead.
Because.
Woo! What
And,
a
wait.
day that must have been.
Right. And then what happens?
So they arrest her. She's pissed off, obviously, flipping out.
Yeah.
And when she's there, they realize that she is illegal in the States and that whatever, I guess, her ID or social security.
Didn't she say she never hit him? She never put hands on him? She just threw shit at him?
So they arrest her. She's pissed off, obviously, flipping out.
Yeah.
And when she's there, they realize that she is illegal in the States and that whatever, I guess, her ID or social security, whatever fake documents she had, whatever, it doesn't matter. She got deported. She sat in immigration for several months. While she's in immigration sitting there, she tells him, Arturo, I'm pregnant. Sorry, I had to do it. So she says that she's pregnant, and so now he's like, "Oh man,
Wait, I missed that. What she say?
Pregnant. Flipping out.
Yeah.
And when she's there, they realize that she is illegal in the States, and that whatever, I guess, her ID or social security, whatever fake documents she had, whatever, it doesn't matter. She got deported. She sat in immigration for several months. While she's in immigration sitting there, she tells him, Arturo, I'm pregnant. Sorry, I had to do it. So she says that she's pregnant, and so now he's like, "Oh man, what am I gonna do?"
Okay.
So now she does get deported. So he's like, see, he was never a citizen, and people don't know that. People think he was an American citizen because he was a New Jersey. He fought in New Jersey. This whole, he was big Atlantic City. They think he's He's from New Jersey, Italian. He's Italian, but he's not from New Jersey, and he's not American.
Right.
He was always on a working visa with for boxing, and he couldn't even do anything because he was married to her. Like she's such a dummy that she must have thought like, oh, we could stay in the States and be American and blah blah blah. No, he wasn't even American. So he goes, so what am I gonna do? So he's like, all right, we gotta move to Canada.
What the fuck? What happened? We got knocked down again over here. What is going on? What is going on? Are we good? We keep getting knocked down over here. What is happening? It's always something. Always something. That's interesting. Yeah, shout out Shannon. Freezing up and buffering. It's one of those days. All right, are we back? I think we're back.
Arturo didn't want to go back to American and blah, blah, blah. No, he wasn't even American. So he goes, so what am I going to do? So he's like, all right, we got to move to Canada. Arturo didn't want to go back to move to Canada. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Yeah,
Oh, she's so funny. Unleash the Kraken, please.
So she goes up.
Keep going.
They go to Canada. He doesn't want to go to Canada. He liked living in New Jersey.
Yeah. He loved Hoboken, right? He had a beautiful townhome. I remember going to it. It was beautiful.
Yes. Yeah, the lofts. Yeah, it was beautiful. I forgot how much he even paid for it, but he had to sell it. Now he's going to move to Canada because, actually, no, that's a lie. At the time, he had already sold his place in Hoboken to live closer to me and Sophia. Well, Sophia, not me. Anyway, he has to sell his house that he just bought not too long ago that he was renovating to be closer to Sophia in Morganville. It was Morganville. Yeah, but it was Marlborough Township, and I was excited because I was like, oh, they have a better school system there.
It's so close, too. Yeah.
I was like, oh, you could take her to school in the morning, and she'd go to school in their township and not mine.
I know. I didn't even know about that. You know that till like a year ago. So he had like brand new construction home, or it was like
no, he bought it. It wasn't brand new construction, but he was doing a lot of construction. That was another thing that we had in our court arguments because I said you can't have a baby crawling around, and there's like this. Your house is a construction zone. That's Arturo. Arturo needs to redesign the kitchen, and then from the kitchen that got redesigned. Now he wants to redo the bathroom, and then the bathroom, then the bedroom. Then you got to do another new floors in the other room. Like that's just how there was like a construction zone all the time. I'm like, you can't have a baby over there when it's constantly construction zone. So he sells that. He has to sell it because he's got to go to Canada to be with Amanda and their soon-to-be baby.
Yeah, because she's not allowed back in the States. Right.
So, they finally go to, he gets her to Canada, or she goes to Canada. I don't believe he ever even filed the paperwork for it. That was another argument that they had.
So she so she didn't have paperwork anywhere. She wasn't supposed to be any of these places. She was supposed to be in Brazil, evidently.
That I missed. There's so many stories of her in Canada. Please, opening the door naked, people coming over. Like,
what? She came to the door naked?
She's out of her mind. Ask anybody that knows her. I don't even care. She's always, naked. She says it's a Brazilian thing. She's like, my opinion is not high. So, of her, and I don't really care.
Well, you got Brazilian wax, Brazilian butt lift. It sounds to me like
the name.
It's just the name.
I know. I have some good friends that are like good Brazilians, and they're so sweet. Like my girlfriend Karen, if you're out there, shout out. But yeah, like there's some really good Brazilian people, and it's a shame that she's really, she's really ruined that for me for a long time. But I'll be honest, I forgive her, but I'm scared of her, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Forgive her for what? What are you forgiving her for?
Well, I would be too if her husband dies and then now her son. I mean, it's like, and she is present, around that person when they die. You know what I mean? And then, we'll get into more later on about the fact that there's rumor out there about maybe it was a hanging. It was in the news that it was a hanging, and then it wasn't in a hanging. And then at first they were, they thought that, that it was suicide. And now it's like, well, it is official though, that it's homicide, correct? Or do you not know?
Yes, that's the only thing that's what we know. They're working, and they're working with us big time. Like the Mexican, the authorities, they're really, they have a lot of cases, but they're really giving us everything. Like they're working with us. They're being what's the word I'm looking for? They're being great, actually. I think they're doing, everybody's like, oh, it's a corrupt country. They're never gonna do
Cooperative.
anything right. But I'm like, well, Brazil, everybody's corrupt. I guess the United States could be considered corrupt too, but
Facts.
everybody, I guess,
Facts,
is corrupt
facts.
everywhere. But I honestly, I feel like
Facts. Everybody's screwed. We're all screwed, man. End of the day, it's, who knows what she, get away with it in one place, get away with it in another place, get away with it in another place. Crazy.
they're really doing the right thing, and they've been like really great so far. So
Yeah.
I feel
So shout out to that Mexican precinct, whoever's handling that case over there.
like they're really doing the right thing for, especially just to investigate this fully, as a kid.
I do have questions here for you and comments. I want to get to those, but I was just gonna wrap it, bring us up to Arturo Sr.'s death, and then we would take some comments and questions, and then we're gonna end it because this is a series, and we're gonna have a part 2.
No, and I need to
And
get to the I need to get to the evidence. But we got some background there, which I think helps. I needed that background. Let me see. There's some other stuff here. Let's see what we got.
That's always weird. You cut out. I don't know if I cut out on your end. On my end, it did. It was
I
weird.
think it might be on your end.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think he had
Okay.
talked to his brother, or they were in like a little. It's very strange. It's not unlike him.
It was
Nobody
very much
knew
in
about it.
private. He wanted to keep everybody out of it, and what I'm hearing is because nobody liked her.
Ever gonna? What are you gonna fly it again? It's crazy. So anyway, yeah, that was nuts. He
That
was
is
very
crazy.
over the top.
Yeah.
Over the top with everything. Remember, we were talking about, I told you he was engaged before me. And I told you he had an engagement party with a girl that he was with for many years. I think he had been with her maybe 6 years or something. She was also Brazilian. I think she was Brazilian American though. But yeah, everything was over the top. That just shows he was over the top.
So the engagement party was like a wedding.
Yeah,
Wow.
a wedding. So that's why the whole thing with Amanda being at this weird, like, nobody was invited. They go to Vegas. I'm surprised, like I said, they didn't get married by, what is Elvis Presley, and like a little, it's very strange. It's not unlike him.
It was
Nobody
very much
knew
in
about it.
private. He wanted to keep everybody out of it, and what I'm hearing is because nobody liked her. Nobody liked her. He didn't want
She
to
was-
marry. You know, what's he gonna have a big wedding for if nobody's gonna? I'm not gonna go to that wedding. He probably did it in private because there was a little bit of shame, a little bit of embarrassment. He probably didn't want anybody to know that. I don't know, speculating, but
Yeah.
real quick, because we are going to start to talk about what exactly happened to him, because Erica knows a lot of details, and I have a report here, an investigative report here also that tells me a lot. But real quick, also, just about the family, about the Gotti family, just a little bit. Can you talk about them, the relationships he had with his mom and dad, his siblings? Can you go into that?
Oh, yeah. He was very close with his siblings. The only one that they had, I guess they had a falling out and they didn't talk for many years, was his brother Joe. And his brother Joe was the one he stayed with when he came from Montreal when he was like 14 or 15.
He was a boxer
He was-
too, right? Lightning or something like that. He had a Joe Lightning Gotti.
Yes. So he boxed too. And then Arturo's career took off. I don't know if he was more marketable or he was a different type of fighter from what I heard.
Or he was a better fighter.
Again, like I said, I don't know much about boxing. I just know that, yes, he was a fighter and he was apparently very trained and very good. But he didn't talk to, so he was the only one that he didn't talk to.
Yeah,
So-
well, we'll get into that because there's a reason why that happens. But were they?
Remember, I didn't I ask the question earlier when we were watching that brother Joe speak? When we found out that Mario Costa, who said he knew this, that, and the other, hadn't talked to him in 3 years. And I asked, how long has it been since the brother talked to him? But he's up there so confidently saying these things. Come on, man. Obvious is fucking obvious.
Strange at any point before. Oh yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. There was a time, like when you had Sophia, there was a time that him and Joe were not talking.
Oh, they weren't talked the whole time we were dating, even before that.
Gotcha. I'm sorry. Okay,
He
so
hadn't
they
talked
had
to-
moments of where they were not getting along.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think he
Okay.
had talked to his brother, or they were. It had been, I'm going to say, at least years, maybe 2 years from when I met him, that he didn't talk to his brother. I'm not sure. And then the whole time, yeah, it had been a couple years he hadn't talked to his brother. His brother had found out. His brother Joe found out that I had Sophia, and showed up at the hospital with his wife and the kids, and it was a surprise. And I was like, Arturo, let it go. I don't know, who cares what you're arguing about? It's your brother. Who cares? And like, just let
Yeah.
it go. And he's whatever. I'm not gonna make a scene in the hospital. And I'm like, it's your only family that lives in New Jersey, and he's got two little girls. Those are their first cousins.
Oh,
This is like, let the
absolutely.
kid. Yeah, that was.
And those were the only kids that were able to communicate with Junior.
But he didn't listen to me, Arturo. Like, he didn't really care what I said. He's stubborn. He's
Yeah.
stubborn. But
He showed up at the hospital, so he's Sophia's uncle, so that's a good thing that he came to the
Yeah.
hospital.
and then everybody else, he was very close with his sister Anna, of course, and
He's so sweet. I
Fabricio.
love Anna.
Yes, Anna, she's
Yeah.
awesome. And yeah, all his sisters and his brother Fabi, he was very close with them, took care of his mom. I remember when he bought his mom a house as soon as he won that. Which fight? Was it the Mayweather fight? I think it was my.
Close with everybody except the one brother that put out, his side of whatever that was that we saw.
I don't know, it might have been the fight before that. I think he bought her.
Well, you were dating him during Mayweather, so if he bought the house,
Yeah.
you would have known
I think
about
it was
it.
before that.
Yeah.
I think it was before that. Yeah, he was very close to them. Like I said, the only one that he was estranged with for a long time was Joe for years. After that day in the hospital, I stayed in touch with Joe and his wife Vicky and the girls. Me and Arturo, we were arguing. And the court stuff that we talked about last time, and the supervised visitation and all that. He was pissed off. Screw you to me. He was pissed off. But I kept Joe and Vicky around, stayed in touch with them.
That's good. And I remember them because my daughter was young at the time, and we'd come over to the house, and the two girls, the other two Gotti girls, would come over, and there was like a good year or two there where all the kids were playing, and
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah.
like probably up until 2009.
yeah.
3 years.
So we talked a little bit about this last time, but just I want to make sure everybody's clear about what's going on here. So they break up, and then very quickly, and by the way, the investigative assessment report clearly states that they had interviewed enough people and they confirmed that she was a stripper at Squeeze Lounge. That's what it says right here.
Boom. They got to the bottom of it, all right? She was a stripper at Squeeze Lounge, right? Not just any lounge. She was a stripper at Squeeze Lounge, all right? Who she is, I don't know. Allegedly, some girl named Amanda. What do I know?
And a guy that owned it and confirmed she danced there. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. So he meets her at a strip bar and they get married pretty quick. It's like one of those whirlwind type quick things that, young and dumb. And they get married and they do this in a secret way. And like Erica said, that this would be not a common thing for him to do because he went all out on everything. But because nobody really liked this girl, they did not have this big wedding. He ran off with her and got married. And I remember this picture of them in front of a helicopter.
Yep. That she released after the July 11th, 2009. Oh, what I wanted to say was she was just one of the girls like he was messing around with while we were going through this whole court battle, okay?
Yeah.
Now, the last time that we spoke, I talked about how I
You and
asked for
Arturo? Last time you
Yeah.
guys spoke? Okay.
with supervised visitation. No, me and you. Supervised visitation. And I was talking about that and how I was worried Sophia was little, was a new mom, and I was like concerned. And not that he would, like I said, I was never concerned that he would hurt her at all. It was never about that. It was just like I wanted him to spend time with her alone. And I was like, okay, he likes his women. And like I said, he doesn't take one home from the bar. He takes
Yeah, I think when she said it last time, it just came out wrong. It sounded crazy off the jump. But if you're paying attention, some people will hear the crazy part, stop listening, and then miss everything else. And then, people got to make a retraction and clarify what they were talking about.
How about you like home from the bar? He takes couple. You like women. What are you gonna do? When we were going through this, somehow she got into his head. Amanda got into his head, and I only heard this from people that he was confiding.
Seems like we are buffering again. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain. I don't know. I got a lot of video right here, Papas. What are we doing? What do you need from me? Switch it up. What are we doing here? Is it buffering for y'all? It looks like it is. Right. I think we're back.
During the time. And through this, somehow she got into his head. Amanda got into his head. And I only heard this from people that he was confiding in during the time when we were in court about how he would be perceived as a more responsible man and father if he got married. So he's not like this playboy image, okay? And
that's a come celebro. That's a hustler, man. That's a hustler. Please believe me. Please believe me. That's a hustler.
Convinced of that. She convinced him that he would look like more respectable to a judge, like a family man. It makes a little sense if you think about it.
It does.
Because then it's okay, there's going to be no more partying, no more hanging out with a bunch of different women after hours, that kind of thing. So it was really genius to use that. And he really thought that he was going to be able to, he wanted to get custody of Sophia, and he figured she convinced him that, hey, if we get married, at least you could show you're a responsible, respectable family man. So she was convinced of that. So yeah, so she convinced him. And I think that's why the whole, when we say like a shotgun wedding kind of thing was what they did, this weird getting married with nobody knowing. I think that's why too.
Probably one of those things like you see in the movie. They're out and they're drinking and it's like, hey, let's get married right now. Just go.
Yeah.
Probably was that fast.
We'll go custody of Sophia. Yeah. We'll go after.
Yeah. And they're like walking down the street.
Yeah. I'm sure he's cursing me out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Listen, all I could find, and I'm telling you, and it's not just from them, from my family, but you can read about it. The word is that they fought so much and that she was like hitting him. Like she was abusive to him. And that is a real thing. Women do beat on men. It just, nobody likes to talk about it, but.
Very true.
So he even got her deported during a domestic violence incident in Hawaii. She was sent back to Canada, correct? Or Brazil?
So they were on vacation in Hawaii and they got into an argument. She's throwing things at him. She's hitting him. I don't want to say the words beating him up because whatever. She's attacking him. She's going at him, throwing things at him and attacking him. She calls the cops and she thinks that he's going to get arrested, especially the laws. Depending on what state you're in, it's a little crazy, but women can basically say whatever, even it could even be about rape, and sometimes it's not true, and you ruin somebody's life.
So she got deported. So she was a Brazilian citizen. She's going to Europe. They were in Paris. She's going to, well, they went back to Brazil. She lives in Mexico. Yeah, she know how to play these places.
So the cops come, and she's thinking, okay, he beat me up, and the cops
allegedly
looked at the both of them. They arrested her. Because he was obviously the victim of some sort of violent dispute and not her. They arrested her. They realized that she was illegal. She was never legal in the United States. And they held her in immigration for a long time. I don't think they actually deported
really? What's that like, I wonder?
Oh, God. She says the 18 days in prison that she dealt with in Brazil was awful, but I don't know. Yeah, immigration is probably, I'd say it's probably better than prison in Brazil, but they held her in immigration. And I want to say it was like at least a month, but I could be wrong. I don't know how long they held her there. And then that's when she told him that she was pregnant. And then she's pregnant and he realizes, crap, we can't live in the States because he was not American. He was here on a working visa, and then he went to Brazil. I don't know if he went to Brazil to go get her, and then brought her to Canada.
Bro, that smile is terrifying.
Like you said, she got pregnant with a boy, and the fighting continued even through the pregnancy. She has the boy, but with all this turbulence and everything, it was starting to get back to his friends, and he was starting to tell his friends that he didn't know if he wanted to be in this anymore. Correct? Which leads me up to unfortunately, his death. So he starts telling his friends that he does not want to be with her anymore. He wants out. But then at some point, oh, I'm sorry, I switched back to just me. At some point, there's a thing with the will, and I'm still confused about the will.
So am I.
Tell me about that again. They're fighting, so why would he agree to change a will or anything like that? So can you go over that one more time with me?
Yes, I had Sophia in 2006, so 2007, he had made a will similar to his last will. He just added Sophia in there. So his last will was he basically put money for his mother, and then, if I remember correctly, this is going to sound a little crazy. I think the only thing that he changed was I think he took Joe out of it. His brother Joe out of the will from.
No Joe. We're estranged, me and Joe. But Joe goes on TV and tells everybody what he think he knows. Sour grapes?
2007. And
allegedly? I don't know. Just, just a reaction.
I wish I had him. I have so many files from this. It's insane, like boxes, and I couldn't find it. But everything was equally divided between, then it was to Sophia, and then the other part was equally divided amongst his brothers and sisters. And like I said, I'm pretty sure that he took Joe out of it, but
You're not sure?
I don't remember. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Fair enough. You're saying you're not sure.
And then, okay, so while they're in Canada and they're getting into, they weren't together very long after she had, even when she was pregnant, there was altercations where cops were called to their apartment, their penthouse apartment in Montreal, Canada. Remember I told you he had bought those big buildings?
Yep.
So they lived in the penthouse apartment. There was cops called several times for domestic violence disputes. Her calling all the time, and she would call all the time. It's like like throwing things at him, lamps at him. People would witness it. She would open the door naked when friends would come over to see him.
What? His friends would come over and she'd open the door naked?
Yeah, she didn't care. Fighting, like she was getting pregnant, naked.
Okay.
Yeah, weird, but.
Nah, that's not weird. That's that fucking. Those women exist, man. Them women exist, man. It's just something with the wiring is off. They're on wild out. They're wilding every minute of the day.
Yeah. So I guess if anybody knows her, I don't know if she's still like that. I'm probably sure they're like, yeah, that's her. So they have the baby. Not too long after that, she's still acting crazy. Now he was dating people. He was doing his thing. He had already breaks up with her. The baby's maybe a month old, and he moves it back in with his mother.
And doesn't he like start dating this girl named Karen?
Yes, so he starts dating Karen. He met her, and they were together for probably a good maybe 6 months. So he had left Amanda, moved in with his mother. He was there for at least 6 months. At least 6 months. He met this girl, Karen. Beautiful girl from Florida. And I hope.
In fact, we're going to have her on the show.
Okay,
Karen's going to
awesome.
come on and talk. I reached out to her, and she's going to come on the show.
That's awesome. Yeah. So they, like I said, the last relationship that he really had was really with her.
Okay. I've never actually had a conversation about her experience. When she comes on, I'll be learning it just like everybody else, but I am excited to hear from her because imagine what it was like for her when this thing happens, when he ends up dying. She's down there Probably heartbroken and nobody to lean on because everybody up here probably didn't know. A lot of people that didn't know about her.
Yep.
That's
Oh.
the first.
Exactly.
This is the first I hear about her.
Yeah.
Okay, so then
Yeah.
so they're fighting and he's dating other women, and then how does the will thing come up before the trip?
It's now 2009. He buys a condo downtown Montreal. And I don't remember how much he paid for it, but it was a 2-bedroom. It was supposed to be for him and Junior. He sees a divorce attorney. He tells her, you're done. Like, I'm not coming back kind of thing. And he just wanted to be with his kid. She goes to see a divorce attorney. Now, this is all stuff I remember from when we went to court to fight for the will in Canada. So I learned actually a lot when I was there, and I was like, my mind was blown. I'm like, holy crap, this is insane. So she sees a divorce attorney. The divorce attorney. Now, remember I told you.
She said everything was fucking roses and champagne, chicas and champagne and shit. You know what I'm saying? Everything was perfect. We're hearing about separation. We're hearing about. You could document people going to see attorneys. There's records of that shit. So I'm getting a lot of information that I never heard before out of this.
I think on the last episode that we did, we talked about how he called the lawyer about doing the fake ripping up of the.
Yes, yeah, we went over
That was the prenup. That was not the will. So she said it prenup.
that in part one. You could quickly just tell it real quick.
Yeah, she's flipping out after they signed the prenup, and she's saying to him, she's basically threatening him as usual. She's being crazy, flipping out on him, throwing things at him. And he's, look, I need to calm this girl down. So he calls the lawyer and says, listen, we're coming over there. And he tells the secretary, get the prenup out, make a copy, and rip it up in front of her so she shuts up, so that she thinks that it's not real anymore. So she just leaves me alone. She stops, like, attacking me. Okay. So that's what he does. They roll up and then, okay, here, oh, can I have the prenuptial agreement? And they come out and they give it to him. And it's the whole thing. They did the whole act.
All
They did it. Yes. They talked about it in Canada. The attorney and his secretary. They both came up and they were in front of the judge in Canada. So and I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. And so, yeah, so I still have the prenup. She's so stupid. He's thinking in his head, like, she thinks there's no prenup. She goes to the divorce attorney. The divorce attorney looks up and says, yeah, you still have a prenup. It's still on file. Like, it's.
Oh, okay.
See, that's the part that Carolyn didn't get before. That the original still existed and it was still on file. It was just a ruse.
She learned that whole thing that they
It was
did.
all a lie, and that it made her mad. And yeah, of course.
So now she's realizing that she's leaving, like the way he put it is, you're leaving with the shoes that you came with. Like, you're leaving with a pair of shoes and that's it.
So then why would he agree to go on a trip? That's why I keep getting confused.
No. Go back to the will. Fuck the trip. That's the prenup. She finds out through the prenup, through the divorce situation, she finds out that she has a prenup still on file, active. Now, if you're saying let's get to the trip, hopefully the will has something to do with the trip.
So when she realizes this,
okay, come on,
she's panicking. I'm gonna get no. It's funny, like she wouldn't have gotten like half of his money, but
would have gotten some.
He would have taken care of her and the baby. Like, it's weird. Like, he would have never. He would have taken care of her and the baby. It's not like that's. It's just bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's a famine mentality. She's willing to do whatever to make sure that she got more than you, and that it stays that way.
She starts to panic, and then she tries to talk to him about, hey, listen, if you never want to see, I'll take Junior and I'll go to Brazil and you'll never see him again.
That's what she said.
Yeah, okay, you want to divorce me? I'll take Junior and I'll go to Brazil and you'll never see him again. Good luck. And then you won't see any of your kids.
Okay.
So now you're not in New Jersey with Sophia anymore, and you're not going to see Junior either. You're a loser. You're this and that. She's with her mouth as usual. And she says to him, look, why don't we try to make this work for the sake of the kid?
Gotcha.
So she goes, let's go to Europe. Maybe we just need to get away and we need to just have some fun and just be alone, and I'll drop off the baby. We'll drop off the baby to my mom so we can go on a trip to Europe. I think they went to Paris, and then we'll go back, and then we'll go to Brazil, and we'll spend some time there.
Now, be honest with me. Do you think that he agreed to go because he was like, I'm just going to go and go along with it? Or do you think he genuinely maybe wanted to take another stab at the relationship?
I think he wanted to be in his kid's life, and I think he was concerned because
I'll go along with this. Maybe it will work out, maybe it won't. But as long
I hope we get back to the will.
as I'm trying to keep my child in my life.
yeah, let me just keep her calm. And I know my kid's safe. He's with me. I know that I'll be able to spend more time with him. I think he was willing to, for sure. I
So
think so,
when
yeah.
they went to Europe, they did not bring Arturo Jr. They left him with the family?
I believe they dropped him off in New Jersey with her mother.
Okay. So then they go to Europe for what, a week, 2 weeks?
And I'm not sure. Maybe a week they were in Europe, Paris, I think. I think a week.
Darn, I should have
Something
had
like
the
that.
call queued up. I meant to, I'll have it on next time. But anyway, so I know the call's coming.
Okay.
The big phone call. But anyway, so he tells his friends, I'm going on this trip, trying to work things. It's the second honeymoon. We're going to try to make things work. They go, and it doesn't.
Before they leave. So now she makes all the reservations, by the way.
Okay.
Okay. This is around June. She's making the reservations, and there's so many beautiful places to stay in Brazil. You look online, this isn't a posh resort.
We lost the will to the prenup. Damn it. They moved on. Hopefully they get back to it.
They said, oh, this is exclusive. It's not exclusive. It looks like it literally, I want to say, it's not even as nice as they go to Fort Lauderdale. No, not even, like, those are like,
No,
I would compare it to a motel, like a
It's it's like an apartment.
weird, it's like extended living apartment, but they call it posh resort. It's not posh
No.
at all.
It's not posh at all.
The
I
upstairs
found it.
bedroom has windows with like the fencing, the metal wire fence, like that you have in your house, like on a house, like in a backyard or something, like a
Yeah.
those small fences. It had that on the outside of the windows of the upstairs bedroom. You're telling me that's posh resort? I don't think so.
No, it was
Not
not
if you have
posh.
gates. It was a gate literally over the window. Okay,
Keep
so anyway, it
going.
was just all the pictures, and I was like, was so ghetto. This is so not him, but whatever. It reminded me of a Jersey Shore motel.
Yes. Point Pleasant.
Yes, Seaside, like Jersey Shore. You watch Jersey Shore.
Jersey Shore.
Yes, we know we're in New Jersey. You were, but
No, I
yeah.
think we have some Jersey people. We have Jersey people on my show. I know that. So, yeah, that's.
New Jersey, Jersey Shore.
I'm gonna get a picture for y'all while she's talking. So, I'll be putting them up.
That was weird. So then she says, "Look, what happens? You know, if what something happens to us." Now, remember, I just said that they drop the kid off when they go to Europe, and then they're going to come back to get him, and then they're going to Brazil together. Okay.
Okay.
This is her reasoning for, oh my God, what happens if something happens to us? We're in Europe, God forbid, the plane crashes, or God forbid something happens to us. Who's going to take care of Junior?
Wow.
We need to make a will.
There we go. We back. We back on track. Shout out Erica. We back on track.
Protect so that he doesn't get put into some system and somebody else is taking care of him.
Pretty, yeah.
This is the reasoning she brought him. He's like, whatever. That's fine. They go to a North
I like to know how Erica knows this reasoning.
in Montreal. They do it, whatever. They say, okay, if I die, things goes to you. If I die, she has nothing. So it's like stupid, but and he's okay signing it. Everything goes. Now listen to this. This is the crazy part.
Okay.
This new will says that everything goes to her mother. First of all, her mother's going to watch the kid. Everything goes to her mother. She has nothing. So it just says that everything goes to her. But if they both die, Junior and everything goes to her mom.
And Sophia, your daughter, is not mentioned at all.
Oh, and Sophia is mentioned in there, and it says, and Sophia gets, you have to mention it in the will or the will's not valid.
Yeah.
So if you have other children and you don't mention them, it's not valid. So it clearly states, and my other child, Sophia Gatti, gets nothing because she's already taken care of in a previous whatever, but because he already put
He had a
money
separate,
aside.
had a separate deal about her.
And because he couldn't get life insurance, there was a $1 million lien on his house in New Jersey, the house that he bought to be closer to Sophia. When he had to sell that to go to Montreal to be with Amanda, we had put a $1 million lien on there because there was no life insurance policy for him to pay child support to support Sophia.
Gotcha.
Go into an account to come out if she needs things throughout her life.
Okay.
For a child support obligation for her. So
it seems like she used some AI to edit the silence out of this, and it cuts a lot of, seems like it's cutting shit. The will. It still sounds stupid. The will still sounds stupid. If he knew that his fortune was $6 million, whatever it was, oh, we got to make this will. Anything can happen to us. I mean, he already had a will in place. He already had a family that he was giving his money to. To take everybody off and to make specified notes that Sophia gets nothing because she has a college fund is crazy. So it still feels weird to me. The will. The will, the will, the will.
For a child support obligation for her. So this is another thing that's fueling Amanda as well. Whatever, he had just made $9 million off of when he was at the...
With that last fight?
No, with Mayweather, he had made a couple more. So she was so hung up on the lien, the house, having to go into an account for child support obligation.
Yeah, she freaked out. She did not like that.
Did not. So they make this new will. Everything. Oh, by the way, none of his family is involved in this will either.
I know. And he's like super close to his brother Fabrizio.
Yes, Anna,
his mom.
They were all Pina, Mirella, everybody was mentioned in the will before he had Sophia, the one he had when he had Sophia, and this one, and not one family member is mentioned, except Sophia, and saying that she gets nothing, and then everything. So that was strange.
My immediate response to that is something is wrong there. Something is fishy about that, because he was super close to his mom. Right?
Yes, with siblings, he was.
He
very
bought
close.
her a house. I don't know, man.
He gave some of his siblings some of the apartments too. I think he gave them each an apartment in the building, gifted it to them. He was very generous with his family. He was like his father to Anna's kids. It's crazy. It's so insane.
Okay, so this is the luxury apartment.
Okay, yeah. So she makes the reservations.
I'm not gonna play the whole video yet, but that's the staircase.
Luxury. The staircase
that he
that goes
apparently
up.
hung himself from, according to Amanda.
Okay, so I want you to look here. Can you mouse over?
Oh, this is like a video. Like I was trying to get a regular picture, but I do have it's in the investigative report, but I didn't want to show him.
Yeah, that's not the counter, because the counter was a little different.
Different.
Okay. Yeah, it's different.
All right, let me see if I can find something.
So the actual apartment looks similar to that, except that if you look at the counter there was like an opening, and then there's bar stools there, and then it goes further out beyond there. So yeah, if you could find that'd be awesome. She makes all the reservations. She makes all the plans for Brazil and for this Europe trip. So it was a great way to have him sign it, because they were going to be alone in Europe without the baby. See, she took the baby with her the whole time. She would have never been able to get him to sign it.
She probably lured him in more ways than none. She was probably like absolutely perfect in Europe, and I love you so much, and probably never called him any names or anything. And then there's a phone call right after that before Brazil. Phone call to his friend.
Now mind you, she's waiting for him, I think, in Brazil, because he's going to get Junior. She can't come to the States, remember, because she got deported. So I believe she went straight from Europe to Brazil.
Right.
Arturo
I did read that.
So he's going to be, I don't know if he goes right away, the same day, or if he goes 2 days later, but she's down there already.
Yeah, I read that she went on ahead to Brazil. He came back to Canada to get his son, Arturo, and then meet her over there in Brazil. And he also had a deadline because Anna, his sister, was going to get married in Florida, and he knew he had so many days with her in Brazil, and then he was going to take the boy and fly out of there and go to his sister's wedding. Correct?
And he was likely going to plan to take the baby with him. Yes.
Okay. Yes. And that was like his little plan. He was just going to leave.
Which I'm sure made her crazy. You're going to take the baby to Florida. 'Cause remember, she can't enter the States. You're going to take the baby to Florida. And she was probably like, oh crap, like she can't go into the States. So she wants to go get her son, which is so crazy. Like, he wasn't going to take her, like, whatever. It's so
Time
insane.
was of the essence at that point.
Yeah, so during the investigation, they find emails that during the investigation, there's emails Amanda is writing to the estate, his financial advisors. I forgot his name, and I remember because I could say his name, right? It's
Sure, why not?
Yeah, Tom McManus, I believe that was his name, because it just came to me. I believe that was his name, but that was his financial advisor. And if he wanted to buy a car or move money around, like he would call him and he'd talk to him a lot. Like I said, Pat Lynch was really great. He was like a father to him. He was Arturo was also the godfather to one of Pat's kids. He's very close to them as well, to Pat Lynch's children. And yeah, he also helped him out he kept him in line when it came to a lot of this stuff, financial planning and making sure he's not spending money doing stupid stuff. So he got him this financial planner, helped him really, and also Tony Rizzo with the real estate. So there's emails coming from Arturo's email. I don't think it was worded well, and it was for transferring large amounts of money to another account in Brazil.
Yes, I read that she called and requested hundreds of thousands of dollars to be like dumped into her account.
That's correct. And
bro, the shit that they keep peeling back layers of this onion, and we seeing more and more scheming. Shout out Guillermo. This channel is strange. I was waiting for the invite to the live, but it never came. Bro, El Tubo be treating me like a redheaded stepchild, all right? They pick and choose. I don't think anybody that's here today got a notification. So they pick and choose when, when I'm allowed to have an audience. But I appreciate you for being here. Thank you for being here. We're about 3 hours and 40 minutes in. Make sure you catch that replay, gang. Stick around with us. Shout out there. And note to men, you see red flags, please believe them. Some women will stop at nothing for money. Yeah. Yeah. Indeed.
Bad.
She attempted to do that.
So she was trying to allegedly embezzle money.
And they wouldn't send it. She said she needed more money for the rental that they were doing, and she was trying to get these wire transfers done online without Arturo there and without him knowing.
And
Luckily,
it didn't fly.
They didn't transfer the funds.
Which would make her even more desperate. Yeah, no, he's about to leave you. He's done with you. You can't get any money.
Yes.
It's still a prenup. It's still a prenup. You didn't get it. You didn't get that prenup. Real quick, back to what we were talking about.
And here's the thing, man. Sophia's an adult. She's going to be a lawyer. Everybody else got their life. That money got dwindled down to nothing. It ain't about the money, man. They're looking for justice for this man and justice for his son. Now, I had already had my pick just with the information that I had years ago from that 48 Hours documentary and what I could scrounge up then. With all of this new insight, I could have probably told you this off guessing, all of these things. But it's textbook what she's breaking down. It's textbook. Shout out Guillermo.
Quick with the crime scene. I'm not going to show anything with him on there out of respect, but this is, I can at least show you the picture of the actual scene from this is the death investigation report.
Shout out Guillermo. I just got here and I know I'm late on all the info, but I'm a guess he got killed by his girl. I don't know why, but it's my shot in the dark. Yeah, hey, allegedly. And not only him. Now the allegations are that her son was done the exact same way as his father. Allegedly.
Yes.
So this
So
is
if you look
Again, I thought we would get through there's so much information. I'm gonna have to do another stream about this.
Go
the
ahead.
bottom right of yours, you'll see the side right of that like countertop,
Yes.
and it goes across further by the refrigerator. So what I
Okay.
wanted to show you is
He was found. Do you see
beyond.
my mouse?
No, I don't see
You
your
don't
mouse.
see. Oh, because it's over here. Okay. He was found right here.
No,
No? Further this way? I have a picture of him. But I don't want to show it on here.
You can. It's okay. Okay, so that's underneath the stairs. Okay, so that's from the view, the
Okay.
other view. Okay, so he was closer to the end of the counter.
Okay. So you're saying he was right around here.
Yeah, closer to that side. Correct.
Really? Okay.
Okay,
You know
so yes, he was not under the stairs. No, not at all. Not even close.
It looked like it to me.
All right, let me just switch it over here. I want to see. I want to make sure the picture is not as. I'm so sorry. Keep putting it on me.
Yeah, don't get me clapped, lady.
Okay,
So,
I'm looking for a picture where it's not really bad, and you can at least see where he's at.
Okay.
A minute. Is there an actual? Hold on a second. Did I just see a picture of a stripper? All right. I don't want to show this. No. Let me see if there's another one.
Can you maybe put it to the side so you could just see maybe the top of the head or something?
Well, I have the report open. One sec.
So it doesn't like zoom in so that you can only see, so you can
I
just see
know
the
there's
distance.
one online that's less. Okay, I'll show you this one. All right, I'll show you this one.
Where are we at in the story?
right.
Okay.
So see, he's not at the end.
No.
Okay, so we see how he's underneath.
She is wilding the entire fuck out. He's definitely where I thought he was. She's wilding. I can't show that. Sorry. It's just all strange.
Right now, the purse strap is also very far from his head.
It's underneath the counter, further back.
Again, though, this image, they say, was taken after things were moved. Well, why were things moved and then images taken?
And I want it just.
I'll take a screenshot of this and put it in the gore section of the Discord for anybody that wants to see it. But I don't consider it gore. It's crime scene. Just so you could get your understanding of what they're talking about. Ooh, I almost put it in the wrong place. JP would have not been happy with that shit. He'd have been like, hey, man, what the fuck? Shout out Teddy. She's on it. Yeah, I got to get back to that David situation, too. But again, there still ain't no justice for Celeste. There it is. You want to look at it, you can see it in the Discord. I'm afraid to use Nightbot. Last time I used Nightbot, we froze up over here. Boom. All right, there's the Discord. Let's get this out the way. Get this popping. Did I tell you I believe I had seen Celeste Rivas alive back in November? Was that before she was missing or after all of that? You saw them where? Let's get it. Let me play this.
Good. It's from a distance. You can't really see up close, but look at all the blood.
Yeah, so we got to get to that though, because so we could talk about like exactly what happened, the timeline and everything. But yeah, In order for them to understand that, though, they need to know what happened the night before and her whole thing. So let's get to that. So they get to Brazil, and no disrespect to anybody, and I'm sorry about the picture. They're in Brazil. He finally makes it out there. Okay. And I don't know if it started off good or not, but what we do know is that they went out for dinner the night before the night of his death, because they went out the night and then come back to the hotel room, and in the middle of the night, all this goes down. So we'll say the night before. They go out for dinner. I think they went to a pizzeria bar that you sit outside under a veranda. They had the baby with them. They had Arturo Jr. with them in a stroller.
So it's weird. Like, people think it's a little weird to be out with your kid at night in a
Did she say Coachella? I missed that. Let me go back some.
stroller, like in America.
And all this goes down. Is that, and if it started off good or not, but what we do know is that they went out for dinner the night before the night of his death, because they went out the night and then come back to the hotel room, and in the middle of the night, all this goes down. So we'll say the night before. They go out for dinner. I think they went to a pizzeria bar that you sit outside under a veranda. They had the baby with them. They had Arturo Jr. with them in a stroller.
So it's weird. Like, people think it's a little weird to be out with your kid at night in a stroller, like in America. Even if you go to Puerto Rico, like, you can go to club. They're like outdoor clubs. People, they ride their horses, and you go to, there's a band, there's food there, live music, drinks, kind of like a covering, and you could be there with people take their kids and they get the stroller, and it's just
They don't want to get a sitter. They don't want to get it. I personally don't do that, but I don't judge others.
But in America, it's not very common.
No.
You won't really see that, you know. Maybe a family restaurant, maybe if it's 8 or 9 o'clock, 10, you won't see them out at a place with loud music, and they're like, ding, you know, and everybody's drinking. And you got
actually, it's pretty funny. Last Mother's Day, I know I'm going off on a little, just 2 seconds. Erica goes to order like this nice fancy Mother's Day dinner. They go to this dinner on Mother's Day. They bring the kids with them, and they're like loud, super thumping club music. And out comes all these people. I'm going to be respectful. I'm not a political channel, so I'll try not to go there. But there's people, transvestites, basically, in the restaurant with little kids.
The drag queen, yeah.
You do you, man. You do you, but not in front of my kids.
Yeah, people that I work with know the story. I told a bunch of people when I came back. I had some videos that I was like, "Is this really happening?"
It made me think of that. I'm sorry. I do that sometimes. Okay. I have. What's the word for that when you just like changes?
Guillermo, you telling me that she's alive, bro? Come on, man. Let's put some respect on that girl's name, man. I ran into them both within the same 24 hours. There's like 15 SWAT cars. And that sounds like a tall tale, Guillermo. I don't know what to tell you. Looked like a deer in the headlights, but they didn't take him into custody. I don't know. Should have got that on tape.
Subject for no reason.
I don't know. No, it's not for no reason. It applied because since you're talking about Arturo out with Amanda and the baby.
Okay.
People would think, okay, it's weird. You're out with a baby and it's nighttime in a stroller. By the way, Pernambuco in Brazil is not a very, let's say, safe Porto de Galinhas.
No, I heard it's horrible in Brazil.
Yes, high crime.
Yeah.
You're not going to Jersey Shore. You're not going to Boca Raton. You're sitting out there on the beach like with the baby in a stroller. No, this is.
Oh, I got a picture. I pulled it up on Google Earth, and I think I found where they were. You could tell me if I'm right, but
I'm not really too sure too.
This is over by the port, and this is where it's like a nightlife down there. So you've got like restaurants. Actually, I'm going to turn around here.
And you'll see like the water's like a block away. It's like right there.
Yes, watch. I'm going to bring you to the water right now. It'll be fun.
So
see, there it is.
Yeah, and people look. You see the guy carrying his baby. It's dark out too.
Yeah, this is what I'm imagining Arturo was doing, hanging out. Look, there's restaurants with chairs outside, umbrellas. They went as a couple with their baby, and you're saying that it's probably very common in other countries for them to bring their kids out.
In that, it looks dark out, and you look at the woman's holding her little. Look at all the people with their kids. And it's not.
Yeah.
And it's dark out.
Absolutely. So this is where he was, and I'm pretty sure this is where they were. I just don't know which restaurant they were at, but they were down here.
Said there are Santeria, which is funny. That's the name of it, which is I think is what it was called, if my memory serves me well. Which Santeria is like witchcraft, but whatever.
Oh, okay. You know what? I highly doubt that a restaurant from 2009 is probably either still there or it's got a new owner with a new name. So I had a lot of trouble finding it. I was looking for Santeria. There was one in Brazil, and it was like in the middle of the country. I was like, this can't be.
Yeah, it was nice.
There's no way that they went all the way over there. No, this was totally her vibe. Okay, so go ahead. So who's the one? They start drinking, correct? They're having pizza, drinking.
Apparently, yeah. I mean, he was drunk. So they get into an argument. Apparently, they get into an argument because she wasn't wearing panties and she was sitting with her legs open at the restaurant.
No, she wasn't.
I'd like to know where Erica getting her information, though. You know what I'm saying? Who's your sources? Who's the fuente that gave you this information?
Oh, that is disrespectful to him. And just wrong. Real First Stone says Erica from Pueblo in Puerto Rico. Where in Oh, that must be a misspell. Where in Puerto Rico are you from? Utuado, originally.
But Utuado and Guayama with our parents and family.
Yeah. And I'm married to, I'm only related by marriage to Sophia, the daughter, because I'm married to Erica's brother.
Oh, she's married to Erica's brother. Okay.
As you guys probably noticed, I don't look Puerto Rican.
Yeah, he doesn't know what a Puerto Rican looks like. Our cousins have.
Yeah, but I can cook like one.
That's all that matters,
accent from Tennessee, and I make the best Puerto Rican food in Mount. Oh, I'm not gonna say my town. All right. Anyway, okay. So back to So keep talking. So they're in this town.
So they're there. They're out. Apparently, they get into an argument. They're drinking. He's saying she's acting a certain way. He doesn't like it. I'm sure he probably said some harsher words to her to get her riled up because
this is where the crime starts.
Yeah, exactly. Like
starting to look shady here. Go ahead, back the other way.
Here. It's not luxury. Everybody can look it up on Google Earth and they could see it's high crime. At the time of this, when this happened, it was like the murder capital of Brazil. It's very weird. He could have rented a beautiful mansion with its own pool, secure. There's so many things that's not how he rolls. He does not go on vacation like that. You know what I mean? That's not his.
Okay, and this is where they stayed. Right. No, I'm listening to you. I'm just doing a million
You know
things.
what I mean? It reminds me of a Jersey Shore, like motel, whatever. Anyway.
Yeah.
So now this is the
actual hotel / resort that they stayed at, and I can get it from Street View. It's not much to see, but it's right there. Boom. In fact, if I go a little bit more over here, you'll see the entrance. Yeah, right there. Ankara.
But doesn't it look like?
No, they changed it. It's all changed.
That looks better.
Looks better.
But even though the outside, it looks like the motel. It looks like motels, like the outside door. Like you walk in an outside hallway, and then there's a door, and it just.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Is this one of the buildings right here? Do you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's like you. So you walk. You walk into the doors outside, I believe. Or the hallway is like.
Why were they so cheap about this hotel? Oh wait, duh. Okay.
He didn't. Right. I think she was trying to get him to buy something too over there in Brazil, and I don't think he was falling for it or he wasn't okay with it. He leaves. Now this is the part.
Okay, restaurant. No panties on. Drinking.
Yeah, they get into a argument because he's arguing with her, people at the restaurant. He takes the baby with the stroller and he's going to go back to the motel. I'm going to call it the motel because it reminds me of a motel. Right. He's going to go back to the motel and he's got the baby with him. She comes later, gets there.
Fight.
That's it. They get there, it's at nighttime. She takes a separate cab, and
there's a fight in the street.
No, there's no fight in the street.
Oh, this is a different day?
No.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm going by all of the statements,
Okay.
okay, in the police report from Brazil that we had all translated into English when she was questioned, when she was arrested, and everything that what she said occurred.
Okay.
That's Erica's source. Erica's source is whatever, all those files she says she got.
Okay. Yeah, they get into an argument. They get there. Her statements are now she makes several statements. So she's in jail for 18 days after she makes these statements. Okay. She says they got into an argument. They got there, and he's still arguing with her about what happened at the restaurant, and that she says, "I'm done with you." And no, I'm sorry, that's not the first story. The first story she said was some guys came here and he left with them to go out. And then I don't know, I didn't hear him come back in. That was her first story. And that's it. That she said he went out with some guys. Some guys came. We were still arguing. He went out with them. And then when I woke up this morning, he was there. So I don't know what happened. That was her first story. And then her second statement was, I don't know. I think he left, and I think I heard somebody downstairs. Okay. Then her third story was, I don't know. This whole thing about suicide, hanging, and all that was never even mentioned. She was in jail for 18 days, all of her statements, and nobody came forward with any that there was a fight in the street with some random people.
So the Incredible Hulk fight didn't happen. I was waiting to hear a witness speak about that. You give a cab driver a couple dollars, he'll tell you about a red spot on the back seat of his car.
All of this was never 18 days. In jail.
There are never
18 days she don't mention him deleting himself. 18 days she don't mention this Incredible Hulk fight.
Said, why am I in here? He hung himself with my purse strap. She never said anything like that.
No. So when they arrest her, mind you, she's scraped up. You could tell she was in a fight. I think it was her hands, her arms. She's got bruises. She's got bruise here. Okay. They arrest her. She's in there for 18 days. People don't come forward making statements about anything. During those 18 days, the family had gone down to identify the body, obviously. They have now, it's very strange in Brazil. They have military police, local police, like state police, and they like overlap. It'd be like county police, military police, and like your local, like with jurisdiction. It's very strange. So it was very confusing to me when we were first going through the files because of that, because there's different police involved, different jurisdictions, and who's going to take ownership of this. Anyway, so the first thing is the first investigator and the first person to come to the scene, when Amanda opens the door, but okay, mind you, she wakes up in the morning and she starts screaming that something happened to her husband and she's going knocking on doors and whatever. She's screaming bloody murder. Something happened to my husband. He won't wake up.
She actually left the apartment to do that?
I believe she did, yes, screaming. And like people that were staying.
Drama.
I guess they're.
I just want everybody to know here that the mechanism to get into these apartments is a key card. And every time you swipe, it goes beep. And then I think it can be managed to know exactly who came in, who came out based on that key card.
Yes. The only thing it can't do is if you open the door from the inside.
And then like maybe you like stick like a shoe. You stick a shoe to keep it propped open.
You could do that.
You could do that. I just cracked the case. I'm just kidding.
No, for sure. You could totally crack. Yes, you could do that too so that it doesn't see how many times, like who's coming in and out.
Wait, I'm sorry. Doesn't she have 1 million brothers in Brazil?
So she does have
how many
brothers.
siblings?
I don't know how many. I told you she has that one really smart, beautiful sister. I think she's a doctor, and she's very like she's more on the conservative side.
Bro, a doctor came out of that mix? That's crazy talk.
She's not like wild and ghetto like Amanda, but this one, I believe she has brothers, but I think I'm not sure. I don't think they're her moms. I think they might be from her dad.
Okay.
I think there might be half brothers or something.
But she's got brothers. Are they like, do we know if they've been in trouble with the law? Have they served any prison time ever?
I have no idea. You have to realize it's a high crime.
Okay.
Where she's from is high crime. Where they were visiting is very high crime. You don't want to say everybody from the country is, but at the same time, I don't know anything about these brothers that she has.
Sure. I understand
I just
that.
know that they're older than her, and I believe they're half.
All right,
Okay.
I have some old footage here. They arrest her, like you said, she's in there for 18 days. On that note, let me play this. Okay? All right, let's watch this.
Deixa eu dar minha. Pega a minha. Oh, rapaz. Vai aí, pode
fazer esse depoimento? O que o senhor precisava?
É porque eu assumi o inquérito há 48 horas e eu tinha que tomar o depoimento dela.
E o que ela falou que podia acrescentar na investigação?
Tudo que ela declarou, a única coisa que eu fui Canadá.
I didn't put subtitles on. Sorry, I did not do that. But this man right here is the second investigator, not the first.
I was gonna get into
Yes, let's get into that, please. Second investigator, not the first. This is the one that saved her.
Yeah, I have a couple other clips I want to play because it's surrounding the fact that she's arrested and it's putting us in this part of the story that we're at. Let me just pull up that video real quick. This one here is. I'm sure I picked the right. I have a really good video on here. I have when they rule it a suicide. I thought there was more. Arrested, investigating. 16 years ago. Okay, this is it.
Police in Brazil say the
it.
wife, however, the attorney for Amanda Rodriguez says his client is innocent and too fragile to have killed the boxer. Gatti was found dead.
Too fragile? Come on, man. Is a Black Widow fragile? Black Widow's fragile, but it'll end you.
Saturday morning, police believe he was strangled with a purse strap while he drunkenly slept. Rodriguez told investigators that she and Gatti had fought Friday night and that Gatti had pushed her to the ground.
I nailed it. That's exactly. I had no idea. Oh my gosh, that's exactly what I pulled up. I'm like, this must be where they went for dinner. Oh, okay. Sorry.
Resulting in minor injuries. Witnesses to the incident have told police the couple did indeed have a fight and that Gatti appeared to be drunk. The 23-year-old Rodriguez has told authorities that she and Gatti slept separately that night. She said she awoke at 6 in the morning to find him dead. However, police have ruled out that Gatti committed suicide or that someone else entered the apartment and killed him. Currently, Rodriguez is being held in jail.
Não poderia ser presa em flagrante.
On Tuesday, her attorney plans to ask for her release, pending the conclusion of the investigation. According to Brazilian law, police have until the 22nd of the month to deliver their findings to the prosecutor. Arturo Gatti once held the junior welterweight title. He was best known for 3 epic fights against Mickey Ward that branded him one of the most exciting boxers of his generation. He retired in 2007 with a career mark of 40-9 with 31 knockouts. The couple does have a 1-year-old son. He was not hurt and is currently with Rodriguez's sister. Brian Thomas, The Associated Press.
Okay, and then I have one more. This one over here. This is the, hold on. See my tricks.
The first investigator I wanted to mention, when she had called and she was screaming, when he showed up to the door, again, she was not clothed, like she had nothing on. I don't know what she had, very small, whatever she was wearing was not appropriate when the cop came in.
Oh, so she was naked for them too?
I don't think she wasn't completely naked, but she was pretty, she had skimpy clothes on. Which it seems like when the cops show up, I don't know if she takes her clothes off, she never has clothes on, or if she just opens the door with like a G-string on and like a bra if she's lucky, or like a little tank top with no bra underneath. But
It's what she knows
I'm
how
sure
to do.
people
That's
that
been her. That's been her MO. That's her life. That's what. That's the go-to move is drop trial.
people are watching this and people are that they live in Mexico or know her, they know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm sure she hasn't changed one bit. But she does that. The cop walks, the investigator, the detective comes in. She's boiling jewelry in the pot.
What?
And
What?
Yes, the detective. She was boiling jewelry in over the stove.
The morning that she found him dead, there's a pot with boiling water and jewelry in it?
He walks in, she opens the door, and she's barely clothed. He sees a dress that's in the garbage can, and he says, "Why don't you put some clothes on?" And she goes, "Oh, it was dirty. It got it dirty." So he says, "Okay." I think he said, "I'll give you like a minute to put more clothes on." And she asks him if he wants a beer. The detective, the cop that comes to the scene, and he says no. And he has a pot
Arturo
of water.
still laying there while she's asking the...
Yes.
Oh my
Yes, or I think they may have taken him and they're asking her questions, but it was all, yeah, she's boiling pot and there's something metal in there, look like jewelry. That's what the cop said.
Did they ever find out what was in there?
It appeared to be his chain.
Okay. Can we talk about that? Why would she boil his necklace? Chain. Did we ever find out anything about it?
Keep in mind, I said the first investigators that were on the case and the police that reported to the scene, I have all the paper.
How thick was the chain? Because I tell you what, that chain makes more sense to me than that purse strap. Not that it couldn't be done with the purse strap. You catch them inebriated in the right conditions. You give it a tourniquet twist, you know. But chain sounds like chain will do it. They just try to do it to Tracks NYC.
Paperwork. And the police that reported to the scene, I have all the paperwork. The prosecutor was changed, the lawyer was changed, and the lead detective on the case were all changed.
Wow. And then what happens? And then what happens?
So this happens right after Fabrizio and Freddie went to go identify the body, and they said, "Look, there's no ifs, ands about it. Her story doesn't line up. Nothing adds up. There's no suicide talk here. There's no he was hanging, or there was nothing. This is never mentioned." They leave. They get on a plane. A couple days goes by. I think within a week. Now, I'm going by the dates that I have on the Brazilian file, right? The investigative file.
Knew everything. Why? While she's in prison. Am I hinting? I'm not hinting at anything. It's just my imagination running wild. This is all entertainment and alleged. And everybody's innocent till proven guilty. But why everybody changed while she's locked up? Prosecutor, detective, judge, everybody changed? It's crazy.
They get on a plane, a couple days goes by, I think within a week. Now, I'm going by the dates that I have on the Brazilian file, right? The investigative file. All of a sudden, there's people getting changed. There's cops getting taken off the case. How do you have the lead investigator that was at the scene that got there to report, that responded to the calls? All of those guys are taken off, moved off the case, moved to another district, and now they put new people on it. How do you do that? They were the ones that...
You hear about things in countries like Mexico and even Brazil where like people can pay them off.
It was very strange. And then I had looked up that guy. Now that was her second attorney.
Oh, the man that we just saw in the video?
Yes. And at the time, I looked him up. And he represented a lot of crooked people in Brazil at the time, drug dealers for drug trafficking, big time cases, like big time drug trafficking charges. He was representing these people. And then all of a sudden, when I looked him up, his name, and I saw what I found in the Brazilian newspapers and things like that and records, and I'm like, holy crap, this is insane. I was like, I really didn't think what happens next happened.
Okay, before we talk about what happens right after that, I'm gonna, and trigger alert, putting this picture back up, guys. So if it's gonna, it's for the purpose of giving you information.
Yeah, warning if you have anybody that's sensitive or I don't know, kids around, just tell them not to look
So,
at
and
the
in this report here, that she had gone up to bed and said,
All right, at least this time she covered him up.
she was done with him. She
Right.
goes to bed with the baby, leaves Arturo downstairs awake. Okay. But then in the morning, around 4 or 5 a.m., she comes down those stairs that you see right there.
Gets a
and
baby bottle.
to warm the baby bottle.
Up.
I'm sorry? Warm it up.
Yeah. Went back upstairs. And then she said she went back up.
I'm just trying to explain that.
Couple
See
hours.
those stairs right there? She comes down those stairs. She has to pass them, past that counter to go to the fridge. And even in the
And when she says on the documentary, she says, I came down the stairs and I went around the table and that there was no blood. If you see the image in the Discord, his head's over here and that blood seeps all the way down over here. And she says she went this way and she didn't see none of that.
Bullshit.
peripheral of your eye, you'd be able to see that his head is like halfway lodged underneath the countertop, but there's all that blood. There's all that blood on the floor. So she passes him, goes to the refrigerator, then warms up the baby bottle, literally passes him again, goes upstairs and goes back to sleep. Then says she comes down, at 9 or something? 9 o'clock or something? Comes downstairs, then says she noticed him. And then you have to believe, and we're going to go, this is a whole other episode. We're going to go through this report in another episode. Maybe I can get one of these investigators to come on. That would be awesome. But
yeah,
in a nutshell, because we're going to go into detail next episode, but you got to believe that about halfway point up that stairs, which is right where my cursor is here, that he literally took her purse strap off her purse, wraps it around the top banister, which is about up here, hangs himself. How much did he weigh?
Like 185, 190.
Right, it's all in the report here, but I don't have it in front of me right now. And that he hung himself with it. And then even then, it's impossible for him to land the way you see him in this picture if he hung himself. It's impossible, and they proved it. They proved it over and over again. I don't know how many times they did this experiment where they put a dummy, same weight, same size as Arturo, with, I think they got the same strap, if I'm not mistaken. And every time it fell a certain way forward, and it never went off to the side with his head lodged underneath the countertop like that. So that's the biggest thing for me. And oh my goodness, the pot boiling on the stove is really damning.
Yeah.
All right, so you be the one to tell them the awful news of what happens after they change investigators and they change a lot of things, and she's sitting in there for 18 days. What happens?
It was a little suspicious now this is after the fact, right? Because I'm reading it after the fact. But oh my God. So she gets this lawyer. I look him up and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I'm like, this is it. There's no way. There's no way. She hires that lawyer, and all of a sudden, now it's chronological in the investigative report from Brazil, okay? There's taxi drivers. Now, De Silva, it's a very common last name. It's like Rivera, Rodriguez, whatever. Yeah. But magically, I can't remember how many. I'm going to say 6 or 7 taxi drivers come to Pernambuco police station in Porto de Galinhas, and they say, they want to make a statement about
taxi drivers.
Oh, yeah. It was like...
Hey, I will say this. I'm going to say this about these conversations that Carolyn and Erica's been having. Every single question that I've had in my mind after watching that 48 Hours documentary, and I've watched that shit years ago, and I watched it years in between, and I watched it now, right? And they're answering all of the questions that I had about that shit.
6 of them.
Okay, go ahead.
They all come in, and on the same date, they're giving witness statements. When you read them, you're like, is this a joke? Is this a joke? And they all say, yes. So they all said this. The one said, there was a couple of them that had almost identical stories. Oh yes, I was witness to them getting into a fight, and I saw Arturo I saw a man that was like the Hulk with a baby on the street, a baby stroller, and he got into an argument with a guy on a bicycle, and I saw the guy throw the bicycle at him, at Arturo.
To defend
throw it
himself?
at him. Oh no, apparently he didn't defend himself because he had the baby stroller. So
Right.
the baby gets not hit, not hurt. The stroller, I guess he leaves the baby there, gets into a fight with some random guy. So this taxi driver says yes, and the guy threw it, and then I saw his head. Yeah, they were arguing, and they threw the bike at him, and he was bleeding. About 2 people say that they witnessed this event happen. Magic, okay. And now you have two other taxi cab drivers said they were waiting and they witnessed something with a bicycle. Same bullshit story. I'm sorry for cursing. And then
Nah,
the taxi cab. Then
it's a bullshit story.
bullshit. There's a taxi cab driver that says, sorry for cursing. And then there's a taxi cab driver that says, yes, I was the one that took him back to the resort, the motel room, wherever they were staying. And yes, his head was bleeding when he got in my cab.
But you're saying that those stories never came out till how many days later?
She was in jail. It was
This is
not
crazy. It's going to sound like this is
Sounds
all.
like he had problems with local tough guys. No, it's the opposite. Sounds like they made up a story about him getting into problems with local tough guys.
Like scripted or anything, but it really isn't. She is my sister-in-law, but I had no idea because I was always under the impression, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is that they got into a fight and they thought Amanda was her man is being like all beaten on her, and they all came to her rescue. She takes off, but which is weird. She leaves the baby with Arturo. If he's beating you, you would have taken that baby with
The
you.
Incredible
So anyway,
Hulk.
She takes off on her own, leaves the baby with him. And then I had heard that guys were like all surrounding him and throwing a bike at him, and some rocks or something hit him in the back of the head. He goes, grabs the baby, flags down a taxi. The taxi driver explains away the fact that he got hit in the back of the head with this rock, and I had blood in my taxi and all that. And what you're suggesting to me sounds to me like you're saying that never happened at all, and because there was a wound on the back of his head from whatever else happened to him, they had to come up with that story from earlier in the night, what happened in the restaurant. Is that what you're saying?
None of these stories about a bicycle, a rock, people getting in a street fight, about a cab driver saying there was blood on his cab in the back, and that and he's got the big,
It felt like bullshit when they said in the documentary, man.
bullshit. Whole thing, the baby stroller, nothing make sense because nobody ever came forward. It was never a part of it. There was nothing. I'm going to say it was several days before she was released. When she got that attorney, she hired that attorney, that Cialino guy, or not Cialino, oh my God.
Cialino is the investigator.
Yeah, Cialino's the investigator. Celio Alvarez.
Now, I'm discrediting their testimony from my gut feeling that I felt when I saw and heard it. I asked the same question. Where are those people at? A cab driver took him. I never heard a cab driver in this story until this cab driver popped up with this, so.
Something, I think his name was the attorney.
So if she's confirming with something that was in my gut feeling, then that's my gut feeling. Discrediting whatever the fuck comes after it.
Once she hired him, and you saw him on that news.
That's him?
You showed. Yep.
He was sketch.
As soon as she hired him, In the investigative report, the file, you'll see the dates, boom, boom. Taxi drivers.
And guess what? I didn't know they were going to answer these questions when I listened to this. I had those questions from just watching that 48 Hours story. All those questions. And they've been knocking them down.
Saying they witnessed a fight. The one says there was blood in his cab.
Well, maybe they all worked for the same cab company. So when one spoke up and said, "Oh, you're giving a statement, we will too." I don't know. Just
and she's playing the devil's advocate over here.
Trying to be.
Yes, possibly. They all just said, "We'll go."
But
with
that
you.
is sketch, and I got to tell you, the thing that bothers me the most is the fact that she left the baby behind. Is what mother leaves her baby behind? So it makes the story seem a little unbelievable to me. I will say that. What do you do? What do you do about all this? She's in jail. The investigators change. There's police officers that change that are on the case. There's these taxi drivers that come out. What do you do about that when you got an entire country against you? How do you fight this one? It's Brazil against the Gotti family, is basically what that is.
Now, mind you, I didn't know. We didn't get the report until probably like copies of it. I'm going to say it was maybe a year. It was within the year, maybe after she was like released. So the timeline that I'm telling you now, I didn't know until I got the actual report from Brazil with the police files, with the old statements that she made and all the people that came in. And they also didn't supply us with everything. There was pages missing. There was things that didn't make sense. There would be something and then there was like a page missing. It was weird. It was very strange. They never did an autopsy, by the way, but we talk about that a later time. They just did an x-ray of his body.
That other guy in that documentary from Canada, they said he did an autopsy. She's saying there was none.
U.S. came along eventually and did an autopsy, correct?
No, it was American. Nope, United States.
I said the U.S.
Yeah, no.
Americans did not get, the Americans, investigators
American
here did not do an autopsy.
American investigators assisted with the other forensic parts of the investigation.
Okay.
But the autopsy that was completed, he was Canadian, was done in Canada.
I know, it's so confusing, guys, because like she lives in Brazil. He was a French, Canadian, Italian.
Yeah, he was
raised in Montreal.
Born in Montreal.
Yeah, and didn't come to the U.S. until he was like 18 or something like that. 18 years
14,
old?
15,
Oh,
14,
okay.
15.
So listen, guys. So after all that, when all that happened, like 18 days, and they let her go.
Yeah, we saw it on the news, and I thought it was a joke. I said, "No, wait." I thought something was a little shady when she hired that.
And a picture tells 1,000 words, and this is her coming out to a crowd of people with her big smile on her face.
That terrifying smile.
What's that? I do. Okay. Let me play this here.
What's she ask her?
Crowd of people with her big smile on her face. Okay.
You ever talk?
What's that? I do. Okay. Let me play this here. It should be in this one right over. Boom, boom. Hold on, right here. I think it's in this one.
In a surprising turn of events, police in Brazil have now ruled boxer Arturo Gatti's death earlier this month was a suicide. His wife, Amanda Rodriguez, who had been accused of strangling the former champion, was released from jail. The judge who ordered her release said Gatti committed suicide by hanging. The couple was on a second honeymoon in Brazil when they got into a violent argument in public. Rodriguez says her husband was drunk and says maybe he thought she would leave him. A day later, police discovered the 37-year-old Gatti dead. At first, authorities said Rodriguez had strangled him with her purse strap as he drunkenly slept. But a coroner's report said Gatti may have killed himself since police found him suspended and hanged. Gatti captured
Never saw an image of that. I don't even know that he ever was strung up at all. Never even seen an image of, well, the thing broke off. So yeah, no, I never saw an image of none of that. I sound like Jay Flores over here with this baggie. So I don't know that he was ever strung up.
world titles in his 16-year
That's
pro
a lie.
career and retired in 2000. Scott Gotti may have killed himself since police found him suspended and hanged. Gotti captured 2 world titles in his 16-year pro career and retired in 2007 with a 40-9 record. Sophia Manos, The Associated Press.
Okay, I don't have her talk. I thought I had her talking. Okay, I'll have to find that one. I feel so unprepared today.
No, it's all right. They never found him hanging. Yeah, that's a lie. But the lawyer must have told her, look, there's gash wounds in the back of his head. There's gash wounds when you have the skull. You can't use a kitchen knife from.
Guillermo, are you even listening? There's never been any. We don't know if he was ever strung up. We've never seen him strung up. We don't know if he was ever strung up. He may have never been strung up.
Rinky-dink motel, and the handle comes off. They're very flimsy. They're not. So if you're trying to stab somebody in the head, and it's just going to slash the skull, because it's going to have big cuts, but you're not going to actually puncture and go through. So there's a lot of that going on in his head. When you have the skull, there's gash. I think he was never found
unprepared today.
No, it's all right. They never found him hanging. Yeah, that's a lie. But the lawyer must have told her, look, there's gash wounds in the back of his head. There's gash wounds when you have the skull. You can't use a kitchen knife from a rinky-dink motel, and the handle comes off. They're very flimsy. They're not. So if you're trying to stab somebody in the head, and it's just going to slash the skull, because it's going to have big cuts, but you're not going to actually puncture and go through. So there's a lot of that going on in his head. There's bruises all over him, and you see the strap there. You see all the blood on it. So that's afterwards, after there's bruises all over him. If you hang, it's going to be underneath you, right? And you're going to be underneath, and it stays there. And sometimes it gets lodged inside of your neck too, depending. It'll stay there, especially after post-mortem. It'll stay there in your body, and then sometimes it'll fall.
And his marks, they weren't upward. Exactly. They were like more across.
They were more back.
More back and across. So and you guys saw that staircase. If you're hanging, you're going to be it's going to be way up here. I don't know. It's definitely, look, I hope that so far you're already questioning the heck out of this, because it's pretty crazy. Now, I know, hold on, what time is it? Okay, it's 8:30. So here's what we're going to do. We have so much more to go, but I want to just touch on Arturo Jr. because remember that little boy in the stroller that we've been talking about, the one that was there on this trip? He grew up, and we'll do little bits of Arturo Jr. in each one, try to get to him. But it's a real sensitive situation right now because it's in the process of being investigated, and there's a lot of questions still. But what I can tell you is that he died in Mexico. And the person that lives with him, the only person that lived with him at the time of his death, is Amanda. And do you want to leave a teaser? Erica, go ahead and give the viewers a little bit about Arturo Jr., about what's going on with Arturo Jr. now.
Guillermo, I would love to take you serious, but I can't because you came in here after 4.5 hours. You know what I'm saying? And you seem to have it figured out already. You said Erica's saying he was not strung up, but the other woman said he was strung up. And I'm saying I've seen an image of him laying on the ground in a puddle. Never seen him strung up. Always seen a strap on the floor and a knife. Never seen him strung up. Always felt like maybe he wasn't strung up. This is just more information. That's it. I hope Erica isn't a suspect because she seems slightly evasive with her narrative. A suspect of what? No. There's no suspect. They know who was in the room when the man passed away. So no. She's not a suspect.
I realize you can't probably give it all out. There's things that are being made aware now. And it's going to get crazy.
I can tell you the first notification that we got was from somebody from Montreal because the children their kids went to school with Junior in Montreal, and Amanda had apparently started calling them to say that Junior had died. She called the kids from his cell phone, and said he had died. People called me. I called up other family. I called up the only person that I knew that was in touch with Amanda was Joe and Vicky. So I called up Vicky and I asked her if this is true.
Oh my gosh, didn't Joe like completely abandon his whole family? Didn't he abandon his whole family and just take Amanda's side after this?
Yes.
Because they like disappeared. I'd not seen them ever again. And you know me, I get crazy with my own life. But
yes, 2009 till, yes.
And that includes his own mother and sister and other brother, right?
Yes. Yes.
Why? It's not like they knew her that well. She was just some stripper in his life for a couple months. Got married. She wasn't even around them, I'm sure.
I don't know. Part of me, there's a couple of reasons. I think he felt Joe was here at my house when we had got the news, and he was a mess, crying, and he was a disaster. Vicky was here with the kids, and he was like crying, and I should have been there for my brother. He wouldn't have been with this, whatever. He should have been, I should have been with him all the time. He was my little brother. I should have protected him. You know, couldn't believe the whole thing. I think because they hadn't spoken for so many years. Yeah. I invited Joe to Sophia's first birthday party. So
I remember.
He was forced to see his brother Joe that day, but I didn't really care. Whatever, that's your brother. He lives in Jersey, and I've been staying in touch with Joe and Vicky and the girls. So,
I know, but here's the thing, though. At the time that this happened, Arturo's mother, Arturo, Joe, and Fabrizio and Anna's mother, also believed that Amanda was involved in this. Fabrizio and Anna believed that Amanda was involved in this. So by him taking Amanda's side, him and his family, all of them took Amanda's side and abandoned their own family. They basically abandoned their blood for Amanda. Why?
Well, because that will, before that will became just Amanda or Amanda's mother, because that's the first that I've heard of that too. Think about that. I'm going to put it in my mama name, right? But that will, Joe was taken out of that will before that will changed to just Amanda. Joe was taken out of that will when it still had the mom, the sister, the kids in that will.
I don't know. Maybe he felt that he would be in Junior's life and it would make him feel like less guilty for, like, you feel like maybe you should have tried harder into maybe having a better relationship. I think he did try to have a relationship with Arturo. Arturo wasn't having it. You know what I mean? Maybe he felt like he owed it.
Maybe he felt like there was a reason for it. It'd be like that.
To his brother, that kind of a feeling of, because he hadn't spoken or really spoken to his brother in many years. I told you he was at the hospital when I gave birth to Sophia and at Sophia's first birthday party. Really. And anything else in between would have been a hanging up argument on the phone if he would have picked up the phone. Like, he just didn't want nothing to do with him. So it was his sister's wedding. Anna was getting married July 11th. He was planning on going. Oh, we forgot to totally mention that the night before, when he left her.
The night before what? Go back. The night before what?
The night they got into that argument.
Okay.
Arturo is with the baby, taking a cab back with the baby. He calls Tony Rizzo, his business partner.
Back in the U.S.?
In Montreal, Canada, that has all of the Gatti Rizzo group, the real estate that they were making all of the buildings.
Yeah.
His real estate partner. He calls him, and Tony doesn't pick up the phone. Tony, to this day, I haven't spoken to him in a long time, but at the time, he was a mess because he was like, I should have picked up the phone. It was late at night. He was probably sleeping.
Coulda, shoulda. You can't blame yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. You know how it is. It's a tragedy like this, people, I should have picked up the phone, whatever. But he doesn't pick up the phone. He leaves him a voicemail and he says, oh, bro, oh my God, you were right. Tony warned him, bro, I think this is a bad idea. She's like a disaster. What are you thinking? You're going to save this relationship so you can be with your son? You're thinking like pipe dream. It's never going to happen.
I heard that voicemail, but I didn't know that was the night of his death.
And says, you were right. You were right. This is a nightmare.
Right.
I'm gonna be home before. What was the exact words he used was, I'm gonna be home before you know it, or I'm gonna be back earlier than expected, or something. I guess whatever the long trip was supposed to be, he basically said, I'm coming back. the voicemail. Tony played it on TV during interviews immediately after.
Yeah,
it
I remember hearing it.
He says, "This is him. Look at the time stamp."
See what I mean, Guillermo? You can't know what you're talking about till you know what you're talking about. So again, get replay, gang. But I'm gonna give you a quick breakdown. She is the mother of Arturo Gatti's first child. Okay? Arturo Gatti ended up dead. His current woman at the time, his current wife at the time, was locked up for it. Then they let her out for it. Then 16 years later, his son was killed the same way, under the same kind of suspicions, in another country. And again, the common denominator in that room was his mother. Or in that home was his mother. So this is the mother of that little boy, may he rest in peace, sister, Sophia. So she's not an investigator. She is family. And this is her sister-in-law.
Calls me, leaves me a voicemail, and he plays it.
Yeah, I heard
in interviews immediately after.
Yeah, I remember hearing it.
He says, "This is him. Look at the time stamp." He calls me, leaves me a voicemail, and he plays it.
Yeah, I heard it myself, guys, and I'll have it on part 3. I'm going to play that. I'm going to make sure I also have her talking, her interviews as well, as long as I don't get a copyright from CBS. But hey, maybe one of the investigators can help me with that. Sometimes you get a copyright, but that's crazy.
Can you just give them in the morning after the investigators? I don't know if the cops had gotten there ready. Amanda calls Anna. It's her wedding day, and she's wondering why her brother.
It's Arturo's sister, Anna.
And her kid picks up the phone. And she says to her, "Where's your mother?" Whatever. Arturo's dead. Arturo died. Like, he's dead. There was no. Again, this whole suicide crap was never. What? Was it mentioned in her statements? She had 3 different statements that all contradicted each other.
Shout out also, what a coincidence. What's the coincidence? Tell me.
Himself, remember I told you, she said people came into the place. She heard that some guys came. I think he went out. I think I heard somebody downstairs. There was never this. I told him I was going to leave him, and he was so sad, and I went up to bed. That is all
made up after the fact.
Was when she was in jail for 16 days, and the cabs, remember I told you all the cab drivers came after she got that attorney, made statements. It was the same day with these stories about, they had to explain why he had gashes and why he had bruises on him. Oh, there was so much blood. Because if you go hang yourself, why is there so much blood, and why is there, so they have to explain.
Bruh, Guillermo, you the wildest judge of character in the world, boy. God damn.
Explain it. And they gave, people showed up. They made statements, sworn statements, and they just went with
it. Puerto Rican from New Jersey. I think she's from New Jersey. What do you want?
And Anna's wedding was that day.
Horrible.
He told his, is there so much blood, and why is there, so they had to explain why he had gashes for 16. So sad, and I went up to bed. That is all
made up after the fact.
Was when she was in jail for 16 days, and the cabs, remember I told you all the cab drivers came after she got that attorney, made statements. It was the same day with these stories about, they had to explain why he had gashes and why he had bruises on him. Oh, there was so much blood. Because if you go hang yourself, why is there so much blood, and why is there, so they have to explain it. And they gave, people showed up. They made statements, sworn statements, and they just went with it. And Anna's wedding was that day.
Horrible.
He told his brother, he told his business partner he was coming home earlier, and he was expected to go to Anna's wedding and bring his son with him. And she was either going to stay in Brazil or go back to Montreal. But he wasn't taking her. He can't. She couldn't come to the United States because she was illegal. She was deported, which means I think when you're deported, you can't come back for 10 years or something, especially.
She did get married that day, right? She went on ahead and got married? Or did she postpone it?
Yeah, no, she got married. Oh, yeah, that was.
What?
Yeah.
I feel my heart goes out to her to have to like walk down the aisle and get married. It's supposed to be the most beautiful, wonderful day of your life. And then you find out your brother was killed.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Erica, so we're going to wrap up, but I want you to leave us a little preview on what's going on with Junior, because he matters here too.
Yeah, like I said, she made phone calls. That was to the kids. She called and she had told Vicky and like some other people that, oh, I think he did drugs for the first time. He never did drugs before. He must have overdosed because I couldn't wake him up. Then her mother says, Amanda's mother says, oh, yeah, she was at the gym. She came back and she couldn't wake him up. And he must have overdosed from drugs.
The initial things that came out were that he was Arturo Gatti Jr. hung.
Wait, what? That was an OD?
Well, that, kids, she called and told, like I said, she made phone calls. That was to the kids. She called and told.
So she called Joe's kids.
She had told Vicky and like some other people that.
Joe's wife.
That, I think he did drugs for the first time. He never did drugs before. He must have overdosed because I couldn't wake him up.
He must have overdosed, she told them.
Then her mother says, Amanda's mother says, oh, yeah, she was at the gym. She came back and she couldn't wake him up. And he must have overdosed from drugs.
The initial things that came out were that he was Arturo Gatti Jr. hung, died by suicide, hung just like his father. Is that true? Was he hung?
So that was crazy because it had been 4 days already. I had heard that Junior had died from other sources and people that Amanda called and that Amanda's mother called. So we were like, what is going on? What is this about hanging and this and that? Amanda had made a statement saying that, she told other people that, oh yeah, I tried to, remember, she's telling different people we're getting word from what she's saying to other people. And I'm like, what? I thought she said he overdosed, which I was like, oh my God, this is so sad. This is the mother's.
And you probably
saying.
believed that at first.
I did. I believed drugs. You're in Mexico, partying.
17. He's 17 years old. I mean, he could have gotten.
I figured for sure.
And then when did you hear it was something different than that?
When I was reading online, I got it the same way all of you got it, where people said that he was hanging. And then speaking to other people that she told them different stories, she said to other people, now this is her third story talking to people, she said, oh no, he was hanging and I cut him down and then I'm going to call for help. Okay. What I will tell you is that the Mexican authorities have been awesome, and they did mark it a homicide.
It is definitely a homicide?
It was never marked as a suicide, ever. They had one that was marked suicide, and then they changed it to homicide. It was homicide. Then they did another one, and it's still homicide.
Homicide no matter what, from beginning to end. It's homicide no matter what.
Yes.
Okay.
So
and where's Amanda now? Does anybody know?
Still there. She's still there. She's still there in the house.
Where's his body? Can we get it back? Did we get the body back yet?
We have to bury him until the investigation is over. We have to bury him in Mexico right now.
That's news, because last I heard you guys were trying to get him to...
Yeah, we're still trying, but Amanda is his mother, and she's still...
Yeah.
She can have a beautiful ceremony for her son. It's happened in October. She can get a beautiful casket. She could put him in a beautiful suit. She can have a ceremony if she has to bury him in Mexico until the investigation's over. She has not done that. She has left in the funeral home, and they say it's because they investigate. Okay.
Is he still in the funeral home?
Still in the funeral home.
From what I heard, from information that we're still going to get into, again, I got to do another live stream about this, is that the refusal for her to do anything with his body came from the fact that it's deemed a homicide on the paper, on the death certificate. And she wanted that changed. Now I'm understanding that she's come to grips with it says that it's a homicide on the paper, and now she's pointing fingers at people. Allegedly. We'll get through that information. Again, we got to do another live stream. We're getting information, this is information direct from the family. It corroborates a lot of things that I heard. But that's crazy. That boy's been failed, sitting there waiting.
And all we want to do is bury him with his father in Montreal, Canada. And I just find it insane that she has not have a service, have a beautiful service with the.
That boy looked like his daddy.
A lot of Catholic priests, and Arturo's family was Catholic in Mexico. She can have a beautiful service, even if it's she apparently has money. She won $9 million and she's got all the properties and everything else. Wouldn't you want to have a beautiful service for your son? And the police will let her bury him there.
Why is she letting him stay? Why is he still in the morgue?
Guillermo, you are so wrong. She's trying to drive the perception by trying to change it from homicide to suicide. That's a distortion of facts. Who's trying to drive the perception? Her? She's telling you that it was never a suicide. She's telling you it was a homicide all the way. Now, the mother is trying to drive the perception to change it from a homicide to a suicide. And that is definitely a distortion of facts, if that's what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, though. Será Zoraida.
Did she get him?
She's refusing to bury him.
Because why? What is her plan? She's just going to leave him there forever?
It's insane. Why doesn't she want to bury her son? I'll tell you what we did do, though. We were able to stop a cremation.
Thank goodness.
So right away, when we heard all these stories, it was crazy, and everybody got together, and we hired an attorney to represent the family to make sure that they do not cremate him. And so that was successful. And thank God, yes, we stopped them.
They stopped a cremation. She was trying to get that over with.
Cremating him. She wanted to cremate him. I can tell you that. She told people, family members, that she wanted to cremate him and that everybody in Canada hates her and that she doesn't want to go there. And she can't go there, and she thinks that her son would not want to be buried in the ground and that he would want to be in the air and light at peace. Yeah. I don't know what.
Well,
what?
Things are definitely not adding up. And when you have two people that have died under sinister circumstances, I think you lose your right to anything with these other people that care. There is his mother. Arturo Sr.'s mother is still alive. He's got siblings. Everybody wants questions answered. And I just got to say, and I'm not being biased here, but there is another child here. And it's Sophia. And yeah, she's my niece. You don't hear much about her and in some ways it was a good thing. In some ways it was a good thing. So sure. I'm not saying, she should have been all over the news. No, but I feel it has blown my mind that I've run into people and I've been like, oh yeah, she's my niece. And I've been like, who? I'm like, he had a daughter. He had a daughter first. And it's not about one being more important than the other, but it's just this people don't realize there's another child here. And guess what? She's in pain. She lost her dad. She lost her brother now. And there are people harassing her. I know for a fact people harass her all the time. Yeah. And it makes me sick to my stomach because hasn't she suffered enough? Really? For the record, my niece did not have a relationship with Arturo Jr. Not because she didn't want one, but because there were things in the way. And you know what? She was the mature one. Because she said, you know what? I'm not going to get involved in this crap. And I'm going to wait till I'm older and we're both mature enough to come back to each other. And that's what she did. And I don't want to hear anybody say, oh, you don't know him. You didn't know him. Let me tell you something. It was best she didn't know him at that time because there was somebody else that was infecting him in the way. And I personally, as her aunt, would not have wanted her to get to know him until later because there was just too much weird, scary stuff. I feel blessed she's around at this point.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Sorry, I got off on a tangent because it really upsets me.
Yeah, no, she's bullied and it's online and the harassment, and Sophia's just she's just trying to do the right thing. And
I know she is.
I don't understand. That's what I don't understand about the internet. The internet is just piece of shit people. What's the point in bothering that little girl? You know, the fuck.
She's got her whole life ahead of her. It's crazy. She's starting law school soon.
I know.
Insane.
Yay!
An overachiever. It's insane. She's always been driven. It's nuts. We have, like I said, we have a stable family home here. Ryan has raised her whole life. She's been with him around since she was a tiny little girl. She met him when she was 2, but really since she was like 4. Luckily, she's had stability.
Yeah, he's the best. He's like too stable.
I know.
He comes off a little too stable.
We're like,
but anyway, no, she's got a great father figure in her life. He's amazing. I approve as well. She just and again, I cannot stress how amazing your parents are. They're my in-laws too, but they're your parents, and they just stepped right up from the get-go, from the time she was born, have been there for her, raised her right, and have helped you with everything. She, honestly, other than the devastating news of losing them and not having the ability to have a relationship with her brother someday, other than that, she's just surrounded with love and support. So I know she's going to be okay. But if you're listening right now, and lay off her, if you're somebody that's going to make judgments, you don't know. You just don't know.
Judgments on what? What is there to judge her on? I don't get it.
So yeah. So that's it. Is that
All
my
right, we didn't even get to Junior's the evidence that Carolyn brings forward, more stuff that Erica brings forward. We haven't even got to that. We've been here 5 hours. Again, this channel moves much slower than the El Cartel channel. These are passion projects. These are things that I want to talk about because I want to talk about them. Again, we did 5 hours today. I got a lot of new information from Erica, a wealth of knowledge on the situation and the background, so that's dope. Shout out Guillermo. Wanting to be cremated versus buried could be religious purpose. Yeah, not uncommon, but there's an investigation going down. Let's slow that down. This is very true. Meeting the right person at the wrong time is common. Meeting the wrong person at any time is crazy too. Crazy would it be if the Gotti guy got killed because people were afraid of what he knew? He comes from a crime family background, I'm assuming. Yeah, you're assuming. Definitely assuming. Hundreds up to the chat. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me today. We got a lot more to go through. Like, there's a lot of stuff. I've seen already video of her arriving home from the gym, parking her car out the way, running up to the house, walking up to the house. I saw the cleaning lady come out the house, the ambulance pull up to the house. There's testimony from internet testimony, of course, from a business partner and neighbor, the person they got the cameras from. Just so much stuff, and it all came out in a quick succession. So we're gonna be covering it best we can over here. It's gonna be hard for me to edit these out, so I'm gonna just be making these live streams and putting them up in a playlist. But we got to get to there's a couple more steps after this. We didn't even get to the evidence in Junior's case, so we got to check all of that out. Let's see how that goes. All right. Let me hit the top fans list. Shout out to the top 10. Shout out Tere, Zoraida, Shannon, Guillermo, my brother Oso, JP, Karen, Young Jizzle, Upper Echelon, and Ivy. Salute to y'all. All right. Oso came in here and said something, and then JP said something, and that must be an inside conversation because I don't know what the fuck they talking about. But your boy gonna go get him a sandwich and keep it moving. Again, I'm in on this, and I got a lot of good information today. Answered a lot of questions that I've had since I saw this story initially back in the day. So, and we only got black screened one time tonight, so salutes to that. Y'all have a great Sunday night. Get back to that money tomorrow. Millions. Tomorrow's maybe Monday. Maybe there's a live stream. Maybe there's not. Maybe I take tomorrow and work on Cartel episode 5. I really want to get that out. There's only one me spread thin out here, so it is what it is. All right, but again, y'all have an amazing night, and I will holla. Peace.